they're gnomes.
They're
But
not
I
even
envision them.
gnomes.
I envision them as like little evil, like miniature people.
You can envision them as whatever you want. Doesn't mean that's what they are.
Miniature
never-
people.
Just
I don't know. I
describe
have
half
this
the
image
racism
in my
this
head.
game.
I have this image in my head of these
Vertically
like blood
disinclined.
Vertically disinclined, of course.
Gnomes,
So
half elves.
here we are once again. Welcome, everyone. Welcome to episode 40, A Broken Veil of Beyond Etheria Ashes. Tonight, we step into a broken illusion. Tyrannosaur Rexus. Welcome.
What the fuck happened to your name, Rexus? Noticed that this morning and didn't get a chance to say anything, and then I forgot about it.
It was a conversation we had last night after the stream. And I was like, you should turn yourself into Tyrannosaur Rexus, and he was like, absolutely. And there we go.
Fair enough.
Yep, that's how it happens. The mad lad just did it. Where's my wife? I love my wife. I love her so much. It's like
Less sarcasm.
Oh no, I do love her, but like she needs to stop touching my cameras.
I was gonna say, what'd she do?
She took over the stream on Thursdays, and she likes to touch things. So
Pressed all his buttons, she turned all his sound gates to weird places, and then he moved his camera apparently.
And speaking of the wife, hello Carson with 69 bits. Happy Friday. Fun fact. Heroin was once used as cough medicine. You can't cough if you're not breathing, I guess. Have a great night. Thank you, Carson.
Yeah, they put Coke and Coca-Cola too.
Yeah. Were you guys talking mad shit?
No.
I was.
No, just regular shit.
Just regular shit, not mad shit.
Just your lovely husband, Carson. Apparently, he's very fond of his camera placements.
Just had to go back and fix all the audio sources because a certain goofy goober was poking buttons. It's fine. So, let's get into the thick of it.
Into the thick of it.
Welcome once again to Beyond Etheria Ashes, where I torture party members for fun. I don't have a full set of brand directions on how to use your computer. I'll make you one. I'll make one tonight, and I'll print it out, and I'll stick it onto the monitor. You're welcome. Anyway. Episode 40, A Broken Veil. Where we left our party last time was that they had finally decided to finish what they started in Blackstone Keep. They closed the gate. They were able to establish a control area in it. They freed Balder. They were told what happened, why it happened, and how to stop it. Balder told them that he would go with them all to Cauldron to make sure that it had not befallen a worse fate than Blackstone Keep due to Crom's influence. Crom being the god that they had fought at the Glass Keep during their defense. So, as the party moved to St. Radric, they took their carriage there. And as they got off, the town seemed quaint, pleasant, standard McStandard town. You had a tavern known as the Wargling Wyvern that the party took place in. And as everyone was either mingling by the carriage or going inside to have a drink, a sheep walked up to Creed and looked at him dead in the eyes, away from its flock, and simply said, "No one will ever believe you," and walked away. Creed then haggled to buy the sheep from the herder, from the shepherd, then called Okros outside so that they could cull it for meat. Well, as they did, as the mallet swung by Mr. Okros destroyed the head of the sheep in the most humane way possible, they saw that it was not a sheep in their hands. It was a 4.5 foot tall person with a large red cap on what was once its head. The area around them soon became desecrated, despaired, as it became even more to light that where they were was not what they believed. And as Okros and Creed looked around, they saw that the wood was aged and decaying of the buildings. Some of the signs were missing paint or just worn or taken away entirely, left behind by rusted hooks and chains. And as they looked back towards the shepherd, who was standing there with no real effect going on, just simply standing and doing his job, he was surrounded by more of these 4.5 tall individuals wearing red caps, who simply stared at Creed and Okros with almost a murderous intent, as they just bawed and walked around acting like sheep. But now the veil of the town was lifted for them to see what exactly was going on. Meanwhile, inside, I believe Adarian was the only one to break the illusion, as he went to take a swig back of the ale they were given, and his mind broke the illusion in fear for his own safety. As Nez and Aura continued to partake in the ale, the illusion broke for him as well. As he saw that the patrons that were surrounding him, some looked normal, some were decaying, some were corpses, walking, talking, no longer looking normal, no longer seeming to be a normal body that is partaking in conversation and activities within the tavern. And so now here we stand, where a couple of your party members still are not quite sure what's going on, but the rest of you know something has terribly, terribly gone wrong. And that's where we start today. So, we will begin with Mr. Creed and Mr. Okros. You two see the red caps across the way from you. They are staring at you with murderous intent in their gaze. The shepherd, unknowing of what's going on, besides the fact that he sold the sheep for a pretty high price and will be able to take care of his family for quite some time. What do you do with the information now that you can see all these other individuals? Ow. Zoe.
So, is Creed still holding the sheep? The sheep?
You were holding it still, but as you realized it wasn't a sheep, you did let go and kind of straighten yourself out so that you could look back at the herd of quote-unquote sheep, and you just met the gaze of the redcaps.
Hmm. That could work.
Show me what you got.
Creed's is just going to act like he didn't see anything and look at Okros. How about instead of having you cook, I pay for your meal instead. We go inside and have something fresh to eat.
Agree.
We're
I somehow doubt this will be edible anyway.
I'm thinking that like we just act like we didn't see anything.
Yeah, it's a solid plan.
I don't know how well it's gonna work, but we're gonna go for it and see what happens.
I mean, you guys leave basically the body where it was in the alley, and you walk back to the tavern as you see your other three compatriots standing at the bar. Adarian looks at you with a strange gaze, as I imagine, Adarian, you have something that you want to say, but you're not sure how or what to say, as the five of you now stand in the tavern of the Wargling Wyvern.
Hey guys, how'd it go outside? Why don't you come over here and pull up a chair? You know, just hang out for a minute.
Grace is gonna head over and sit down.
So I'm just gonna lean over kind of close to Creed and say real quietly, "This is a bad fucking time, guy. We need to get out of here."
Creed's gonna like do an open mouth like smile and nod like they're just almost jokingly and go, "Well, fucked. There's a lot of them."
I'm gonna guess there's more of them outside too then, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Um, what do your paladin tenets or oaths or whatever they are say about setting towns on fire and leaving?
I'm pretty sure I'm not allowed to do that.
Right. It couldn't just
However,
be great.
I can't burn it down.
Go on.
I'm not allowed to burn it down.
Right, we've established that.
You're not listening to me. I am not allowed to burn it down.
No, I heard you the first 2 times.
As I casually check my spells and I have create bonfire cantrip.
Creed is gonna like slowly turn his head and stare at Darian. And just blink.
No, I'm catching your innuendo. I just don't know any fire magic.
Creed is just going to rub his hand, bring his right hand up, just rub it against his forehead and his eyes for a second.
Out of context. Did I just lie to you or do I? No, yes, I don't know any fire magic. Sorry, had to go check. Forgot my spell list again.
I'm kind of worried if the fucking medic has fire magic.
I mean,
the medic is a warlock, bud. You should be worried about a lot of things. What? So what
I'm
now?
gonna be attempting to give Gorbaz some water to drink through his container.
you're gonna take some of the water that you were given, and you're gonna try and feed it to Gorbaz.
Or
I forgot she had a talking mushroom.
I
I
would
don't know
not.
any different.
I would not do that if I was you.
Why? He needs water too.
I'm thinking
I
we
think
went.
the water from outside of town
I don't like.
might be more.
I fucking saw that. I don't like that.
Don't like what?
I don't like. I saw that. I saw that.
So what?
I saw you roll. I don't like that.
I don't know what you're talking about.
He just rolled and got a 17 for something.
I don't know what you could be fucking.
I'm
talking
calling you
about.
out. I don't like that one bit.
I don't know
We were
what you're
talking about burning
saying.
the town
I'm
down. He was
still-
just rolling to find out the town's
I'm
material.
still living in hunky dory land. Everything looks normal to me. So I'm trying to give my mushroom some water.
We need to leave this town as soon as possible.
Why?
Because it's a bad time here.
It looked real.
Well, we will
I don't-
explain once we are out of town, but for now we need to vacate the premises.
We just got here. What is? You guys are weird. Why are you being weird?
This place is not as it seems.
And huh? It looks pretty normal to me.
All four of
Okay.
you give me perception checks.
Damn it! I knew he was gonna fucking do that.
I was gonna say Aura's gonna put her hand
Please,
up to
for the
his
love of
forehead to see
God.
if he's
You make
sick.
me remember things, and I have to press. Where's the fucking button? There's the button.
Oh no, you
I have
have
a-
to press buttons.
I got a
Look, I
25.
press buttons and bad things happen. 19.
I got
25.
an 8.
Who got
Why is your
above an
perception so
18?
bad?
Who got above
I
an
got
18?
below 18.
I
Yeah,
got a
below.
25.
I got a 19.
All right, so Okros and Creed, you two are too distracted trying to convince Aura that it's time to fucking leave, to notice what's going on. Adarian, as you're talking to Aura and you're trying to help her understand that what you're dealing with is, you know, maybe not the greatest thing.
Why are you setting mood lighting to this? That's terrifying.
I was gonna say.
Um, as you turn to look at Aura, you look at the bar, and Nez is gone, Balder's gone, Lucifer is there. And Aura, as they're trying to talk to you, you pour water onto Gorbaz, and he drinks it no problem. And he actually seems happy. And with you hear him say, I always love myself some dirty water, especially from these here marshlands that make us grow big and strong like, makes us keep more teeth. We're in a
When
marsh,
he
ain't
says
we?
dirty, when he says dirty water, I'm gonna pick up my glass of water that's like crystal clear and be like, "It's not dirt." I'm gonna whisper to him because these guys think I'm crazy, so I don't want them hearing me talk to my mushroom again.
Yeah.
So what? I'm gonna whisper to him. Water's clean. What are you talking? One of them. Shh.
I would love to take your word for it, but as I'm still a fucking mushroom, I don't have fucking eyes. But it tastes dirty. So says Gorbaz, the keeper of teeth.
So I'm gonna like look at the bartender and be like, I don't think this water's very clean. It looks clean. Is there something in it? Should I be concerned?
The barkeep just kind of looks at you, and you now notice Balder and Nez are both gone, and that the barkeep kind of has a glassy-eyed stare as he looks at you. Like, he's not looking at you, he's looking through you. Like, he's not, like, the lights are on, but no one's home kind of situation.
Is this how I look to my compatriots? I think, like, I'm gonna think that to myself. Um, I'm gonna turn and look at the others. I think we're missing someone. Lucifer's here. We're missing people, though.
Korean Okros, that's when Aura brings it up. You now realize Nez and Balder are both gone.
There. What fucking sorcery.
Well, we
How
can't
Great.
leave
big a
until we...
humanoid was Balder again? Out of context.
Significant. He was essentially a large humanoid.
He's like double the size of Oakhurst, I think, who was
No, he
discussed
wasn't
last
double.
week.
He had a couple of
Like
feet
half
of
again.
Okros. Yeah. His one
Yeah.
half Okros.
So it looks like we can't leave. We're missing Boulder.
I can
Nurse.
see how we could misplace Nez, but who lost the giant god, man?
I was taking care of my friend.
You were pouring water into a backpack.
No.
No, she says.
Oh, okay. Apparently, Kaz ate Boulder. Problem solved.
Ah,
Mystery averted.
very good.
So we have to stay until we find Nez and our giant god friend. What'd you guys do with them? Where'd they go?
Does anybody know how to operate Lucifer?
I'm gonna run over and start pushing his buttons to see if I can figure him out.
No.
Lucifer
don't do
spins
that.
on his feet and kind of like whirs and chirps at you. Very R2D2 esque as you keep trying to like poke him to figure out how he works.
Lucifer, I know you're a machine and you can't talk. Where's your dad?
You hear a number of chirps from him as he kind of rotates on his legs, and then you hear panicked chirping come from him.
Okay, so this is bad. Lucifer didn't even realize Nez is gone. No offense, Lucifer. The ball and chain doesn't know he's gone, so something's wrong here.
Alright, so apparently we have to stay until this problem is figured out. Does
I
anybody
still don't
have
know
any
why you guys
ideas?
wanted to leave so bad.
Ugh.
Nice little quick.
So Creed's gonna glance around the bar like he's trying to find Nez,
Right.
but he wants to try and figure out how many patrons in here are real.
So as you look around, you now with your eyes open, I guess, is the best way to put it. As you can see that out of the patrons that are currently in this bar, probably 24 in total, 8 of them look normal. The rest are varying states of either decayed, ghoul-esque, or just seem to be shells of people, I guess the best way to coin it, with blades and knives still sticking out of them as if they were recently pulled out of the dirt themselves.
That's not good. Come up with an idea, Darian. I'll be right back.
I think I have a spell for this. I do. I do have a spell for this. They all look normal to me, but
Yes, to you they still look very normal.
I also have reincarnate for when they don't look normal to me anymore.
Lucy, where's your father? That is a good question to ask at this point in time. Also, apologies if I sound nasally. I'm a bit under the weather.
Yeah,
My sinuses
the
have been
Nez,
fighting me today.
Nez's allergies missed a one.
Yes, they did. He was struck down to 2-word sentences. Try not being sick. That is fucking rich coming from you, Cass. That is fucking rich. Rich.
Isn't Cass mommy, daddy, and all of the above? Wasn't
She
that decided
is.
last
She also has
week?
a constitution of like 2.
Hmm. Wait, is Cass? No, Cass is a person. I almost asked you if Cass is a bot.
Castell Rose?
Yeah,
She is a real person. She is not a bot. She is an actual person.
Right back.
Yes,
Welcome
I,
back.
I I gathered
You
that
can't
after
prove
when I
that. She
saw the
could
mod.
absolutely be a robot.
I mean, that's fair.
I'm trying to decide who's cooler, Cass or Burn.
Rexus, that was a poor joke. A constitution, even.
Oh my god.
Oh,
Oh, Gross coming in with those fucking jokes. Jokes.
That is the kind of joke that I would expect from him too. So
Yes, very much so. So, Baldur is gone. Nez is gone. Lucifer is being questioned by Aura, who is just panicking and chirping at her. The rest of you see that the patrons in here, like I said, about a third of them look quote-unquote normal. The rest are varying stages of decay, husks, shells, ghouls, bleh. You know,
no escape from reality, Cass.
Castbot 5000. Yes. Yes, quite.
Well, now that Lucifer doesn't know where his father is, I'm gonna run outside to see if I see them.
You move quickly outside and you look up and down the street, and to your left, you see a street with people on it. To your right,
Mm-hmm.
you see the opening in a fence with a shepherd and about 20 sheep as he's just kind of
I'm gonna
herding them into the fence.
I'm gonna run over to the shepherd and ask him if he's seen a lion folk and a giant humanoid.
Nez is not a lion folk.
I'm going to
All right,
follow her
that's
outside, but I'm not going to follow her up to the shepherd. I'm going to stay at the front,
that's
at
just
the door of the
in my
bar.
brain. Of course, is missing for a second. No, it's Nez that's missing.
How did you? How can you flip flop
Just don't,
those?
just don't ask. Just don't
Oh,
ask.
yeah. Let's not go down that rabbit hole of confusion. Uh,
Anyways,
so
I'm gonna run up and ask if he's seen. Well, describe Nez. I don't even know how to describe Nez, but I'll
you
pretend to
don't know
or
how to
does. And
describe Nez.
all I
He
picture him is like a silver-faced, half scarred-faced person-looking thing. I don't
he's a
know.
6
I don't know.
foot tall, pale silver
Person looking
skin
thing. I
with
want to
like
hover on that for
platinum
a moment.
blonde hair with a large scar down his face from a napalm round. And, you know, he's covered in bits and bobs. He's got fucking mechadendrites coming out of his backpack. He
I
fucking
don't know
stands
what he
out.
looks like. I
Whoa,
don't know
whoa,
what he
whoa.
looks
Hold up.
You've been here.
Backtrack for a second, please. Did you just say he's 6 foot?
like.
Yeah,
Hmm.
he's like 6 foot.
This whole time I thought he was like half that size.
No, he's a changeling, not a halfling.
I just figured he was a
Yes,
short
sir.
changeling.
Well,
I don't know why I
I'll
had
give
that
the
idea.
shepherd
Sorry.
that description, and then the giant god guy.
no, you're thinking of Nameless. He's the short one.
Yeah, Nameless is the tiny one. Yes, moist fay, moist fay, please. Throw 3 foot -7. That's a lot of hot shit coming out of you, Cass. What are you, 4'10"?
Yes. So that's the description I will give the shepherd. Thank you.
Okay, wonderful. So I give the description to the shepherd through your mouth, uh, so that everyone understands. And he looks at you and goes, "No, can't say I have. I've just been sitting here tending to the sheep. I did see uh two two interesting folks come up. I had a red tiefling come up and buy one of my sheep, and I saw a lion folk walking with him. Big lad, big strong man. But that's who I've only really saw. Otherwise, I get the sheep and the townsfolk, but none of that description. Not past me, at least.
Oh, okay. Those two are accounted for. I'm on the hunt for the silver man and the way too tall god. Thank you. And then I'm gonna
So
run away and
when she did all this, I walked out the door of the tavern and just kind of stood there watching. I didn't go
Yeah,
with her. I'm just standing off in the background.
yeah.
I'm gonna pet one of the sheep before I leave.
Okay,
Give it a
so
little scritch on the head.
So, Aura, you go up and you scratch the sheep on the head. To you, it looks and feels like a sheep. Darian, what you watch happen is you watch Aura walk up to the shepherd, speak to the shepherd. He looks normal to you. He gives her his response, tells her that he hasn't seen him, that he's just been tending to the sheep and to the people. And she goes to give scritches to one of the sheeps, and you just see one of the red caps just go, bah. and stand there as she scratches its head. To you, it is an uncanny sight that will never be scrubbed from your memory.
Stick my head back through the door of the tavern and just say, "Hey, Akros, I might need your help outside in a minute."
I'm debating on buying a sheep from
Okay.
the shepherd. I'm gonna look at the shepherd and be like, "This sheep is really sweet, so docile."
Oh yeah, they're nice sheepies. Sometimes they tend to wander off on their own, but I mean, otherwise you ask them nicely to come back, and they do.
Does it have a name?
No, I don't name my food.
Fair. I'm gonna call it Lucy though. This is Lucy.
I reject your name, Lucy, as it is sheep number 12.
I thought it didn't have a name.
They have they have to have numbers. How do you think I know I got all of my sheep?
Do you have all your sheep?
Well, besides the one that I sold,
What number was that one?
27.
I'm only counting 24 sheep here.
He just kind of squints at you and goes, "Do you not think that a few of the other sheep may have already been turned into chops? You smart ass."
Did you recount them so you're not skipping numbers then, Mr. Shepherd?
He keeps eyeballing you. He's like, "You must be a real fucking fun time at parties, aren't you?"
I am. I am indeed. Ask those guys, and I'm gonna point back towards the tavern.
I notice her pointing at me, and I just try very hard to not be noticed at that point.
I'm
That's
just scratching. I'm just scratching the sheep's head this entire conversation.
Well, as much as I would love to sit here and deal with someone who had the mental capacity of a teaspoon, I have a job to do. So if you could stop
Right.
scratching my sheep, I would like to get them back into the fence for the pasture.
Okay, I'm gonna pat the sheep on the head, offer it some grass, and then go to leave.
This is Shepherd, and this is my favorite farm in Etheria.
Ugh.
I'm gonna go skipping back to the tavern and be like, "Nope, they haven't seen them. Those sheep are super cute, though. I want one."
Adarian, as you see Aura skipping back to you, you notice the sheep are doing something very out of place. They're walking backwards into the pasture, as they all seem to keep eyes on her specifically.
Right? Oh,
Uh, for quick context, I do see what's actually happening out here,
Yes,
right?
you do see
Okay.
they are actual red caps, but like,
Great. So I'm just watching a bunch of fucking red caps moonwalk. Thank you for that.
yep, you're welcome.
and stalking me apparently.
Yep. You actually see a few of them whisper between each other as they're
I'm gonna
looking at her and you.
kind of stick my head back in the tavern. Hey, Akros, Creed, things are kind of getting weird out here, guys.
Don't think it's just out there.
I was waiting for Darian to be like, or spoke to the shepherd.
As you all stand in wherever you are, tavern, porch, you hear a bell toll in the distance towards large towering walls that surround what can only be assumed is a castle. And as the bell tolls, you see the shepherd kind of stand in place for a second as he kind of turns and yells out into the open air. "It's time! It's time once again! Bring out your tithes! Bring out your dead!" As he steps back into the pasture and closes the fence behind him. As you start to see the people get up from their seats and begin moving out into the street, making 2 rows of people that go down both ways.
What
That's
the
not
heck
a good
is going
sign.
on here?
At this point, I'm just going back into the tavern with the others, as I don't want any part of this anymore.
Very good.
We're all outside.
Or a wisdom save. Go.
Okay, give me a second to scroll back to my thingy majiggy. Wisdom,
Wisdom save. Yes.
22.
You feel a pull in your mind trying to tell you to go stand in the line, go stand in the street, bring out your tithe and bring out your dead, or you'll be meat. And as the pull tries to get you to go to the street, to stand with the rest of the patrons and the rest of the people, you kind of shake it out of your head and you go into the tavern behind a Darien. As you see that everyone who was inside here, minus your party members and Lucifer, have stepped out.
What is going on outside? Hey, Creed, I'm starting to see what you was talking about. This town's a little strange. They're all lined up outside in 2 rows.
I have an out of character question.
Yeah.
Where did you get these guys from?
Get who, guys?
The red caps.
Red Caps have
I'll
been in
just wait
D&D
for
for a while.
Are they the Harry Potter style?
No?
Because we could be in more trouble. Okay, so we're going
No.
over. Okay,
All right.
okay.
So to best describe a red cap to you, I want you to imagine a lawn gnome, but kind of lanky instead of kind of short and squat, with some form of bladed object that's probably just permanently stained in blood that just really wants to murder you.
Well, so the reason I ask is I found the page on for the Forgotten Realms. The Harry Potter version, we're definitely more screwed. Well, actually, we're fine technically.
Don't give
Um,
him ideas.
So it doesn't matter for our setting. Yeah, their cap is dyed in human blood, and if the blood dries out, they die. But humans don't really exist, so we're good.
I'm sure they can find a substitute.
Yeah. It's
Right? Right?
And Grim is a writer. He will just, retcon what he needs to retcon.
We're
So
fine,
again, what
right?
Ara said, quit giving him ideas.
So what's
Don't give
funny
him ideas.
you bring that up. The actual writing for it in the what edition is this from? Volo's Guide to Monsters. Steeped in slaughter. To sustain its unnatural existence, a redcap has to soak its hat in the fresh blood of its victims.
Oh, so yeah, we are still screwed. Sorry. I thought we were good for a second.
You should have known better than that. Although I appreciate your optimism.
So, none of you at this point have determined what these creatures are. You know that they're out there, and that they're looking at you funny,
And that they moonwalk.
and that they moonwalk.
Well, Aura doesn't know any of this shit.
Oh, you
Actually,
do not. Yes.
I have figured out what they are. They're a fucking problem.
They are a problem. There you go. That's a picture of them. Make your life
And
easy.
no, I know that's this. I acknowledge the voice in my head, but last time I told you guys something was talking to me, you called me crazy.
I mean,
We can't leave because we have to and find Tweedledee and Tweedledum. But 3 of us have a serious problem.
4.
No, you have not seen through. So
Oh, no, Nez isn't here. His name is on the stream, but he's not here. You're right.
yeah, no. So
I mean, from the sounds of it, Aura's got a serious problem. It's just different from y'all. And she doesn't know she has this problem.
What you got, Creed?
so the map we have, is that to scale for the town?
Give or take, yeah.
Well, my first instinct is we just get the fuck out. Straight up, we can't. Whatever is
I mean, we could. The exit's just right there. It's not that far away.
Nez,
entirely in
Bowler,
character, I will say in response, it's never that simple. It never is.
The bell tolls a second time. Aura, give me another wisdom save.
oh my god. Okay. Uno momento. Fucking 10. Note 16.
Which one is it?
16.
Good. The pull this time is stronger. You're able to resist it, barely. But it seems that the voice is now more aggressive, assertive, telling you that you now need to be outside. You need to pay your tithe and bring out your dead, line up in the street, or turn into meat.
I'm just gonna shake my head aggressively.
You do. You do that.
And maybe
Is
like
there
snap the
something
side
in
of it.
your ear?
No, nothing. All good. We're all good over here.
Hmm.
All right, so if leaving's off the table, then what do we do? Do we want to try and, I guess, go outside and follow this line she was talking about? Or,
No,
I
we
don't know,
don't.
just head towards whatever the center of this town seems to be, whatever direction that may be in?
Or she's just gonna shake her head and be like, no, we don't want to go outside. We don't want to get in the line. Nope.
Is there anyone left inside the bar with us?
Nope.
No, just us.
It's just y'all.
As I see it, leaving is not an option, unfortunately, Darian. If there's anything I've learned by now, it's never that simple attempting to leave when you're in a situation such as this. I must fight like a patriots, so if I were to suspect where they were, center of towns like this is usually the strongest point, most easily defended. So I'm assuming that'd be where they are. Or not. I don't know. Whatever's going on out there could feign ignorance the first time. Not more than that, though. Hmm. Wait till whatever's going on outside is done. Then we'll head towards the center of town. Can't quite leave the city.
Quick out of character question.
Uh-huh.
Is it just deep sleep like critical hits and magical sleep, I'm immune to, or is
Yes.
it charming too? Okay.
Magical sleep. If it
Because
doesn't save charming, then
there's on under my saving throws there's like an A to avoid or end the charmed condition.
yes, you
But
have advantage to stop it, but you are immune to magical sleep and crit hits because of the
okay,
armor you're wearing and being an
yeah,
elf.
that's what I thought. Yeah, that's what I thought. I have an advantage, so I would just have to roll twice on that kind of stuff.
That's funny
Take
you
the
think it's
highest
being
roll.
charmed.
Well, I don't know what's going on. These things look like sheep to me still. Come on now.
Yeah, and I would tell you if you were being charmed or not, and you're not.
Yeah. Oh, look
It's a
that.
very
Okay.
powerful command spell. It's fine.
Oh, so if I dispel magic.
Oh no, it's almost as if something you would know if you broke the veil. Oh no, it's almost as if you're in blissful ignorance right now. Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no. Anyway,
I'm just being spoken to in my brain.
No. All right. So that's going to be Creed's recommendation. Claim don't understand the local custom. They leave after whatever's going on is done.
I think if we're not leaving, then we should follow everyone else and see what's going on here. Maybe get a better
No,
idea of the situation we're in.
no.
the bell rings a third time in the
Wisdom.
distance. Disadvantage. So you roll twice and take the lowest.
Everybody or just Aura?
Just aura.
17.
You
Are you
resisted a
kidding
third
me?
time. And you barely resisted once more. As the
I'm just
voice
gonna
is
like,
now angry in your mind. It is almost infuriated. It has lost its patience as it tells you the same thing. The bell tolls, line up in the street, bring your tithe and bring out your dead, or end up meat.
I'm just gonna clutch my head and just shake it and be like, no, 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 no. Because now I'm getting worried and scared. But it's like I'm
Alright.
hearing this and clearly no one else is.
It seems as though the longer we stand here, the closer the elf gets to some kind of mental breakdown. I'm just going outside now.
I'm just gonna scream no.
Going to
you-
ignore her.
Okay. So, Darren, as you step outside, you see that the people that were in the tavern and the other buildings have lined up on either side of the street looking inward. Basically, you see two rows of people on either side of the street, and they're looking towards the center of the street. Very much like think like a parade. You want to think of it that way, like how people line up for that kind of stuff. And in the distance, you see a covered carriage. Looks opulent, fancy. The curtain is drawn as it's slowly rolling down as you're seeing these different individuals holding out different items. Food, gold, ale, water, whatever they have on their person. Some of them are holding out weapons, some of them are holding out trinkets they've gotten. It seems that they wish to give as a tithe something that belongs to them. And then as the carriage
Well,
goes past the buildings, it stops for a moment, collects everything around it, and then you see red caps jump off the back of it and run into either side buildings, through the crowds of people and into the buildings on either side of the street. And the building on the left, they come back out. They seem almost disappointed, and they jump back in the carriage. The building on the right, you see them drag out what looks to be this almost orc. It's hard to tell from this distance, but it seems to be an orc that's been dragged out by these 6 red caps. His body bloodied as he's screaming for help. He's trying to get everybody to see him and help him as he's dragged towards the carriage by these red caps. And you see a grotesque, diseased, clawed hand reach out of the curtains and simply put its claw on the center of his forehead, and you see him break. Like, you see him break down where he's crying, he's screaming, he's begging, he's groveling, he's trying his best. You see the redcaps around him get more and more excited, and as the hand retreats back into the curtain, words must have been exchanged as his eyes go wide with terror as one of the redcaps simply slits his throat as they all gather around and start catching his blood in their hats, dancing in a little circle. And once the little ceremony is done, his body is simply thrown onto a wagon that's being pulled behind this opulent carriage. As then it goes down to the next set of buildings, and the process repeats.
All right, so I'm going to turn around and go back into the tavern with the others again,
Yep.
and just kind of stand there thinking to myself for a minute.
Yep.
Well,
I don't think we're gonna be able to leave. You might have been right, Creed.
I've been in enough of these situations to be aware of the circumstances.
Huh.
Creed stares off slightly in the distance as if looking at a hidden recording device.
Looks toward the camera.
Fourth wall.
There's a carriage, like a very fancy one, rolling through town right now, collecting people's offerings and also murdering people and like bloodletting them into red cap hats.
Or is she gonna look at you? What do you mean, red cap hat?
Completely
Okay.
ignoring Aura for now.
Dare I say, I believe things have escalated a bit further. They are, in fact, very big problems.
I guess I should probably also mention that before the whole bloodletting ceremony, I saw someone? Something. Mm, origin of being up for debate currently, but very nasty, diseased, clawed hand came out of it, touched the man, and made him cry like a baby. Make of that what you will. I'm not sure how to describe it better. Sorry.
What's the back of the bar like? Like, we're in the tavern. You have you actually have the bar counter. What's the back? What's it look like behind it?
Broken bottles, dusty, desecrated, missing floorboards. Nothing really works. The barrels of ale they're serving out of are disgusting. And some of
Probably
them
don't
are
even
just for
have any
show, as
gum.
they've been drained empty for years.
Hmm. Hmm.
Or I'm gonna go sit in the corner farthest away from the door. I'm like trying to get under something because like low-key scared.
Creed is going to steeple his fingers and give a hearty, I have a bad idea. Oh, Gross, you're usually the one who stops me. I'm fairly aware they know we can see.
Quick out of character question.
Yeah.
I have this proficiency +5 bonus. Do I add that to anything I'm proficient in?
Yes.
So I didn't know that. So my rolls have been higher than they actually have been, but I've escaped that for now, so we're good. I know that now for next time you
If
make
you're
me roll
rolling
something.
on D&D Beyond, it's already calculated.
Yeah.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
It takes the
Okay.
dice roll and then it adds everything together and tells you the results.
Okay, because I've rolled, and like on that 16 I got, I rolled a 7, and then my wisdom's a +9, so that calculates in my +5 already on there.
Yep.
Okay, so I only technically have a +4.
If you're not proficient in it, that is correct.
Gotcha. Okay, questions answered.
Very good.
I believe, over my plan anyways, they know we know. So I'm thinking, based upon what Etheria has informed us, I think it's safe to say that there's probably not anyone good here. So, well,
I mean, sorry to cut in, but I would suggest that most of the town folk are probably okay. They just appear to be under the effects of whatever's going on here.
you just watched them murder someone in the street, and no one appeared to be worried about it.
Okay, fair. I'm just gonna. I go find a stool, sit down, and be quiet for the rest of this.
I'm not trying to be that
Spells,
guy, but
spells, spells are a son of a bitch, aren't they?
like, I mean, I'm pretty sure if I watched a bunch of people pull Dave out of his house and slit his throat in the middle of the street, I'm pretty sure someone's still gonna be like, "Hey, Dave, what's
But
that new
aren't
hole in
Well,
your throat look like?"
fair. It's more like
but
I
aren't they
watched a
under
bunch of little like ugly fairy men do this, while a bunch of people
aren't,
just stood around and watched. But I do get your point. Your point's still there.
aren't they all under a spell though? Like spells are a son of a bitch.
Yeah, but like, someone still physically died.
They
They
might
probably
be
don't
under a
know no
spell. We don't
different.
actually know that yet.
How do you explain that?
Yeah.
Like, even if they are under a spell, they're seeing something different. Like,
They probably don't
Not to
know any
mention the fact
different.
that the only person who, this is out of character by the way, the only person
Okay.
who has any knowledge of the fact that there is a spell going on is the person who keeps ignoring it and not telling the party. So we don't fucking know that.
but so I understand your point today, but I believe in this situation the best defense would be a good offense. Did you see anything else about the carriage creature?
Not a lot, just that its hand looked like it was rotting.
Quite a few here in a similar scenario. So
It was a very nice carriage, like very, very nice carriage though.
I would
Like
assume that it's
we
part of.
might have found an upgrade after all this is over if we're lucky. Play our cards right.
They're very opulent.
I don't care about that. How big was it?
I don't know. I wasn't measuring it. They were cutting someone's throat.
As in, how many people could it contain if you had to guess?
Give me a wisdom check, Darian.
Okay.
This is to see how many people you think that carriage could hold.
25.
4. 4 regular sized people, 2 larger people, or 1 really large person.
Okay, so Probably 4 normal people or Akros.
No, more like 2 Okros, 1 Balder, or 4 Darians. Does that make more sense?
Kind of.
Okay, I'm glad.
I'm just gonna look at Creed and hold up 4 fingers. This many people.
Yeah, and which one was
Okay.
that, Cass? What do your cat eyes see?
Okay, so I'm thinking a good defense is a good offense. When we had about 20 people in here, but only 4 of them were normal, so they'd be most of the town is under the spell.
We don't know there's a spell yet.
I would stay in ignorance a bit longer. Just please advise when we tell you things. But I'm thinking, Okros, that well, whatever's in the carriage appears to be important, and my question: do snakes exist in D&D?
Yes, very much so.
Yeah, I just want to double check. If you cut off the head, the body dies. So, give it a shot. Is that a bad idea?
Considering the state of the town, I would say it would be a valid strategy. We're going to have to fight our way out anyways, likely.
I'm open to alternatives.
So, as you're all conversing and trying to figure this out, you hear very small bells, like ones that would be on a carriage that would uh that would ding when it moves, almost like a warning signal, if you will, so you don't step in front of it and get absolutely crumped by it. As you guys can see the wheels of this opulent carriage through the windows. It's a building or so down from you towards the center of town. And you can kind of see the outline of it uh, past the people that are lining up waiting for it. As now the people in front of the tavern are holding things out in their hands for this carriage as it approaches.
Creed's gonna stand up as make his way to the door.
All right.
Okros is readying his weapon.
I'm gonna follow Creed.
So, Creed, as you look down the street, you see the carriage waiting about 30-ish feet away. You see about 6 red caps jump off either side of it and rush into the buildings. And as they do, you see one group come out disappointed. The other group comes out pulling a young tiefling.
I go buy food.
Ah. So you watch as the red caps come out and pull this young tiefling out into the street. And you hear the same scene that was described to Adarian before. They begin to cry out to the people around them, asking them to be seen. And it's strange. No one pays attention. They all keep looking straight forward, arms outstretched with objects and trinkets and goods and such in hand, holding them out, waiting for the carriage to pull by. The redcaps that come back disappointed take some of the offerings and put them into the back of the cart. And as all that is going on, you see them bloodlet the young tiefling. Again, the redcaps dancing around them in some kind of ceremony as a large, grotesque hand stretches out between the curtains and simply pushes against their forehead with their claw before it slowly retreats back in between the curtains. Also,
So
hi, Mama.
Is the tiefling still alive?
Absolutely not. I do see the hydrant. I have to grab my water off the stairs.
I'd
Bonked.
like to cast Thaumaturgy and have my voice echo or boom.
Got it. What you gonna say?
I was told you want. Oh, what was the fucking word for it?
Tithes?
Tithe. Sorry, I couldn't think of the word.
Yeah.
I was told you want a tithe.
All the redcaps stop and look at you. No one else does. The people stay where they are, arms outstretched. Even the shepherd has joined the ranks and is holding something out in his hands.
Will anything do?
The redcaps just continue to look at you, others catching blood in their hats before they slowly begin to approach.
I like to cast a guiding bolt at 4th level
All right, what's your target?
and aim. I want to aim at the carriage.
I would like to rage.
All right, so here we go. Let me see. Do I have... I think I had one of my old city battle maps here that we could use for this, because not what I expected. I should have anticipated, but that's my bad.
Gotta love it when Creed gets bloodthirsty.
Look,
I'm
all
here
right.
for it.
Creed is pretty straightforward. The
This
best
one.
defense is a good offense.
You keep telling
I
yourself
agree.
that.
You're also fighting
Do I
somewhat
not have it
handicapped
here?
because I don't know what's going on.
Oh, I'm gonna be really sad if I don't have that map up anymore.
But
Sad
speaking of,
face.
I will be right back.
It's fine. We'll just reuse this one. I know I'll be deleting 35 items. They're in my way.
So while you're prepping this, I have a question.
Yeah.
In regards to Lucifer's operation, is it going to operate itself? Is it just going to sit this out? Because it's here, it's just I don't know if anyone is capable of using it in combat, at least, besides Nez, obviously.
I mean, Lucifer is a sentient creature, for the lack of a better term. So if he wishes to engage in the combat, he most definitely can.
Okay, cool. So what I'm hearing is it's if you decide to, and you'll be piloting it. Gotcha.
Yeah, essentially.
That's what I wanted to know. Thank you, sir.
Yepers. Yes, everyone go ahead and take a second while I'm putting all this shit together. Trying to catch me off guard with this shit, you nerds. Right, Nez isn't there. I got Okros on the front porch. Got Creed on the front porch.
Look,
But
as a
there
less
you-
wholesome answer, I already paid for in cheap things, and it turned out to be a lie. I severely overpaid And at this point, look, you gave me the opportunity here
that
to
is
He
get a
saw the
little
shepherd
better
walk up with a
revenge.
tithe, and he just assumed it was his money, and he got pissed.
This is where you guys get to see a look into my mind when I'm designing battle maps. You're welcome. Oh, my snoot. Oh, I double check them. So they are actually... They are half size. And then this one, I think, is... Yeah. Where the fuck is the 2.5? I think so. There we go. Close enough. We'll say it's by 2. Very good. Get rid of that. Hi, chick cow. Hi, chick cow. Hold on. What's happening? Who's arguing? Can't wait to be game campaign. Hold on. Meanwhile, she takes her temperature. Can't wait for Grim to start running you through a campaign. It's gonna be so much fun to watch. I can't wait to be in a Grim campaign. So again, I swear on everything. Learned so much about D&D since last time. I'm going to be such a nuisance. I play my next character. Now I have a better understanding. My comfort zone is Circleist Archer, and I've gone discussing with it. Yes. And as have I with creature design. So it's gonna be a lot of fun. Be a lot of fun. Oh no! Don't get big.
Yes, you can happily take my nuisance spot. It's fun here.
Well, she's gonna be a nuisance in my other game. And then she can be there. All right. Here is the scene. Make sure I swap back to my ham so everyone can see it on the stream. Yeah, Cass, like I haven't told you about the pitworm or the bone snapper or the sand strider or where's another one? The death leaper. The parasite. You know, a
This
lot of
time,
fun creatures I've been putting in my homebrew folder that I'm gonna be
this
doing art for.
the Sand Strider ain't shit. We all know
Let
the Sand
alone the
Strider
red-bellied
ain't shit.
twister.
Ah, yes, the red belly twister.
Oh, that's what it was. The red belly twister. That's what I donkey
That was
kicked.
the one you donkey kicked and got a lucky crit on. Alright, I'm gonna grab my water off the staircase. Cringe lords.
Indeed.
Had one of those rare moments where I typoed and I'm actually okay with how it turned out.
Indeed.
While he's gone, I'm gonna run and grab a drink real quick. I will be right back.
Okie
Thank you. I don't know how okay I am with what I assume being the carriage's symbol being a giant murderous skull icon. Hmm.
And keep in mind, it's only the three of you fighting, because, like, why would I fight sheep?
I think a better question to ask yourself is why you wouldn't fight sheep. And while you
Because
decide
I,
on an answer to that question, I'm going to look through my spell list to find out if I have anything AoE, because I have some cool
because,
stuff.
because why would the elf druid kill an animal? That seems like a perfectly normal animal to her.
I've returned with water. I've sprayed my nose so I can breathe again. I also made a quick sandwich. That way, none of my wives slash pseudo wives yell at me because I have not eaten today because I'm a jackass. So,
People who don't feel good don't eat. That's just a thing that happens.
yup. That's why I went and made a quick sandwich. That way, I had something to eat so I don't get yelled at. All right, so
This wall does not, or this spell does not say that it is friendly. Like, it doesn't clarify that it won't hurt my party. I better be careful using this. Sorry, I was reading through spells while you were making a sandwich.
for most spells, I'll let casters basically dedicate more time. You're a high level caster, so I would say essentially that you wouldn't hurt your friends with it. There are some spells that are a little less lenient, like ones that are heavy offensive, like Fireball.
Mm-hmm.
But something along the line of, you know, hypnosis pattern, like a large AoE. I usually give it a pass. It just depends on the spell and context.
Okay. This is one of those situations where it's just going to be a thing. I'm going to have to fuck with it and see how it goes.
Basically,
Cool. I like experimenting. This is going to be fun
sandwich has
for
been
me,
consumed
specifically.
and water has been hydrated.
Possibly not anyone else. Oh fuck. Okay, this is going to be interesting.
You hear that, Mama? I ate and I hydrated. You hear that, Cass and Heather as well? I ate and hydrated. Don't yell at me.
Could have had a fruit too, fruit or vegetable.
Bitch, I can only do so much. My kids ate all my fruits and vegetables, anyways.
I mean, that's fair. I mean, target priority. Don't have a really. There's probably a better way to word that, but you get what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
Is everybody else back as well?
In here, my dude.
Yeah, I'm also
Yes, I
here.
am back.
Y'all have fun.
So, You're being smothered. I mean, that's what happens with Mabel. So what do you guys do? The bags you see on the map represent the people that are essentially underneath the thrall of this creature. You're welcome, Mama. Thank you. Time to come in. No breathe. Yep. So the bags you see are people who are in the hypnosis, mental trance, mind control, bleh, whatever. They don't know you're there. There's no space to pass in between them. You see 12 red caps. 6 of them are surrounding the dead tiefling that is currently being bloodletted for their hats. The other 6 are moving towards you from the carriage. And then you casted a guiding bolt. Go ahead and roll to hit with said guiding bolt, sir. Now that everything is where it's supposed to be.
That's a 13.
You see it go through the front curtains of this opulent carriage and fly out the other side and just hit some poor schmuck in the street and just evaporate him.
I had a character question.
Yep.
I feel like that. I feel like that doesn't count as murder.
It's collateral damage. I wouldn't say it counts against your oath. It's definitely a slap on the wrist.
I just murdered some random person, but like
This is definitely an up to the DM moment.
I feel like this is very much in the very thin line of gray.
FBI, open up!
I didn't mean to murder him.
Come back with a warrant, Cass.
Oh, fuck.
You did cast the spell, though. The spell did have your name on it.
I know that part, but like...
Well, what's weird, too, is that you're not FBI's here for Creed. I think the answer is the same. So, you're not a regular McPaladin, which is, like, the strange part. Like, you have an oath, but you're not, like, a paladin. You're like a weird pseudo-paladin.
I feel like it gets held against me, but it doesn't get held against me. Like, this, you did fucking do it, but, like, you didn't mean to. Like,
as you fling the guiding bolt and you see it go through the curtains and you see it hit just a random civilian and they just burst into ash, you hear Tiberius go, "Was that your best shot?" On a guiding bolt, no less?
Wait, who the heck? Who's Tiberius? Should I know this person?
Tiberius is part of the Trinity that Creed works for now.
I'll be honest. I don't know how to respond to characters. I'm just imagining. Oh, like the fucking
That
smile
probably
of
is the best
smile
response.
of pride on his face, and then watch it go through one window and out the other as his face just like falls. Like, oh no. It's I don't even know what anime it's from. It's like the old dude in the car.
The old dude in the car.
Oh, yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. The freaking gif where he's just driving around all normally and suddenly his face just drops.
Oh, that's Boondocks.
And elongates.
That's the
No.
Boondocks.
No, I don't think it is.
No?
Mhm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's a scene where like he realizes something terrible has happened and he has
Yeah,
the face
like
drop.
it's just that, but for Creed in the middle of the street.
and you hear Tiberius go, "Was that your best shot?"
I want to say no.
Prove it.
Look, I'll be honest. My boss just told me no balls. Do it again. Like, I hate to say it. I kind of have to try again.
You kind of have to
Well,
try
so
again, yeah.
everyone hang on a second because Cass is asking for something. Here, Cass, this one's for you. Castell, you missed spot. There you go. All right.
Come on, baby.
What'd you roll, bud?
God damn it!
What?
Probably
How
like
many
a 5.
innocents did he murder this
Oh.
time?
Oh,
What'd you get? Tell me.
I got a 10.
Oh,
This one, it
Well,
just
so-
hits the carriage and rocks it.
Okay, thank God. I don't think I could handle killing another person.
yeah.
You just hear Tiberius kind of sigh and just go, I think you should stick to swordplay.
I don't want to talk about it.
You're definitely more of a definitely not a pitcher, Creed. Go catch those hands.
Ugh.
All right, so everyone gets a surprise round. So Okros and Adarian and Aura, you all get your turns before things hit the fan.
I'm still
Okros
in
and
the
Adarian,
tavern.
you're like behind the doorway. Yeah, you get a turn to do shit, but it's gonna be Okros and Adarian first. So whichever one of you wants to go next, please do so. Unless Creed, you'd like to move or do anything else, or just sit there in silence.
I guess I would like to move out into the street and draw my sword.
Please do.
That's
so.
about it.
All right. Whoever's next.
All right. I'm going to use my instinctive pounce to move the 15 feet. Well, actually, I can move 20 feet with it now. I forgot because it's
Yeah.
half my movement speed.
Yeah,
Aha!
because you're a big dude, big lad.
And then I have an additional. Yes. Yes. Okay. And then I'm going to move here, and I'm going to use overwhelming cleave. No, wrong one. Great Equalizer. That's the name of the one that does the thing.
Mm-hmm. Oh, does my dear friend Heather have a fever? You have Motrin. Are you double dipping into both acetaminophen and ibuprofen? Or are you just doing acetaminophen like a chump? Broth and a nice cozy bed. Yeah, it's good. Definitely a good mix. Can't believe Heather's fallen to the fever. Shameful.
Oh no!
Shameful. You
By the
missed me
sounds
making.
of things, Bud, you might not be far behind.
No, it's mostly just it's weird. Like I think it's allergies, but like they don't present like they used to. Like I think I've just gotten older, and because my body's just being stupid now. Right?
You said you had a THC edible or like beverage last night?
Yeah.
I think it might have something to do with that because I was doing perfectly fine today, and then when I went and bought a little bit of weed, I decided to buy a THC beverage, and I'm having the exact same thing with my sinuses after drinking that.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. That's why I don't do it often. I also took 3 shots of it last night instead of my usual 1 because my body was ouchies. And yeah, I was using Paraphrases cast because it's funny. It's funny. It's part of the job. So Okros, you pounced and ran and you did your big leggies. What do now?
I should be within range of pretty much all those red caps, yes?
Yeah, you got
To do a swing?
yeah, because you don't have reach on your weapon, right? It's just a standard 5 foot.
Do I have reach with the scythe?
Oh, the scythe, yes. Oh yeah. No, that is a reach weapon.
Okay.
So yeah, so you would have up to 10 feet away, so you'd hit all of the 6.
Excellent. Then my plan, I was going to use the Great Equalizer on them.
Oh.
so I can hit every enemy within range.
Shut up, Cass. No, 5-foot range for a big ass site that's bigger than Okros. Yeah, that totally makes fucking sense.
God damn.
You know what? Half range. There. Now no one's happy.
Wow.
Use the blunt end. Don't use the sharp end. Fuck you. But yeah, no, so you should be able to do that whole shindig. So I think the way your spell works is you essentially do you roll attack once and you just try to break everyone's AC? Do you roll per target?
It just says allows you to hit every enemy within range, usable twice per day.
Okay, yeah, so basically you would just act as if you're hitting each of them sequentially. So if you do your first attack, you'd roll for each of them, and then your second attack would be the same thing if you're using the ability again.
Okay.
Since it's one action, you would get your 2 attacks because you're still multi.
Oh, yes. And I still have a little bit of movement speed too, if necessary.
Mm-hmm.
I have rolled a 24.
Very good.
For the first hit.
I will give you a yes, no on it. It's basically you need to beat a 13. So if you can beat a 13, you will hit those red caps in front of you.
Okay, so I just need to roll 5 more times, and then I'll just... Okay.
And then we'll calc out the damage.
Another yes. Another yes. Not 20, so another yes.
Jesus, okay.
Another yes. And one more, right?
Mm-hmm.
Another yes.
Yeah. So at the level 13/14 barbarian smacking these guys. Yeah, one of those is a crit, which is number 3. So let's roll damage down the line. We'll say number 3 is this dumb motherfucker right here. So we'll roll damage and we'll just shock him out as we go.
Okay, doc.
I'm getting ready to roll some con saves for these motherfuckers.
Scythe. The scythe was 1d12, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Essentially, it's a great axe with extra steps.
Okay, cool. Do I have...
Dun 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 dun.
And there's my d12. Ooh. 12 damage for the first... Well, 12, so that's maximum damage.
Mm-hmm.
Plus 7, and then plus 3, so plus 10. So 22 damage for the first
22.
one. 20 for the second one.
Nice.
No. 18 for the second one, sorry.
He still rolled on his con save.
Only an 8 for that one. The third one is the critical, so
yep.
I roll twice for that one anyways, right?
Yep.
So a 13 for that one is what the 2 together was.
Okay.
I rolled pretty low on that one, unfortunately.
Shame. It's sad. It happens to the best of us.
Yeah. And a 9 plus the 10, 19 for that one. And then 2 more, correct?
Yep.
16 and 18.
Some pretty good damage across the board. They are all significantly wounded. You cut them real deeply with that one.
Excellent. Well, seeing as they're still standing, back backswing.
Backswing. Check.
I was gonna say, get rid of the nurse, Terry.
Okay, that is a yes. That is also a yes. That is also a yes. Also a yes. Also a yes. Barely. Almost rolled on that one there.
Oh.
Also a yes.
Very good. All right. Same verse, same as the first.
All right. 21 for the first. 22 for the second. 16 for the third. 11 for the fourth. 19 for the fifth. And 14 for the sixth.
So you kill 4 of them on the backswing. So yeah, the 2 in front of you are significantly wounded. The first slice took like an arm off of one of them, cut the other one across the chest. Your second swing kind of just cut through one of their abdomens, so like their intestines are kind of hanging out the side. The other one, like, it took the blade across his abdomen, so they're kind of like just barely hanging out of his stomach, and they're looking not good, and they're just as they're just kind of angry little red caps.
All right. And so seeing as those two no, I have to declare that ahead of time. Never mind.
Yeah.
I realized I forgot I had thunderous blows. I should have done that. Oh well.
That was just doing greater cleave and thunderous blows. Get fucked. Oh, that's hilarious. That is a disgusting combo.
Indeed. But yes, that will be my turn then, because I need to keep these two engaged.
Very good. All right, Darian. What do, sir?
Alright, so I'm going to take my movement first. And as quick as I measure it, I've already forgotten where it stopped at.
Remember, if you click your measure tool, you can click on the person at the top of the screen, and then you can move it with the ruler.
Oh, as long as Okros
remember.
is the chef, you can get all the intestigeti you want.
This is where you measured. There you go.
Nice. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Alright. Turn that part off for a second. Oh yeah, plenty of range. More than enough range. 5 feet. And then easily cover all the squares there to hit everybody.
Mhm.
Excellent. Yeah, cool. I'm using my last spell slot and casting Wall of Light.
Cool.
I'm clicking the button. Which one of these buttons is this? This button or is this button?
Is it they have to save in an area, or are you aiming to hit something?
Okay, so on the map, because it says that I can cast it to cover an area that is 60 feet long and 5 feet thick.
Okay.
So on the map, I'm going to use it to cover. Let me make sure I have the measure tool
Here,
again before
I
I do
will
something
give
funky in
you
your map.
a 60-foot, 5-foot thing, and then you can just do it with it as you will. There you go.
Nice.
And so
How
you
do I
click the
select
hand.
this?
Click the hand on the top right, and
Hand,
you just
thank you.
scoot it around and turn it, rotate it, whatever the fuck you want.
There we go. Right there. Exactly like that.
Very good.
And
What is
I
the
rolled
save?
a 25. Oh, the save. What is con save?
Of
18.
18. Thank you, sir.
Nice.
All right, let me see what theirs is to that. Okay. All right. First one, saved it. Second one didn't. Third one didn't. Fourth one did. Fifth didn't. Sixth did. So 1, 2, 3 did save. This one, and this one did not.
All right, so it's 48 on a failed save. It's a 48 radiant damage and is blinded for 1 minute.
Mm-hmm.
On successful, half damage and isn't blinded.
Very good. So roll me dabblage if you haven't already.
Do I have to roll for all of them?
No, it's an AoE spell, so you just roll damage for everybody.
I rolled while we were mathing, and I rolled a 25.
All right. And make sure that these go. Make sure they don't have anything I need to take into account. They don't. Wonderful. All right, so basically 25, 12, 25, 12, 12, 25. Yeah, so they're all not having a good time, and so then I need my blind on you, and you.
Oh, hey, that's great. I misunderstood my markers for has used or has not
Fucking
used spell.
shit.
I thought I was out of spell slots. I had 2, not 1.
So, a rule in my games, if you haven't caught on already, is that if you take a significant chunk of damage from a single attack, you have to
Mhm.
roll a con save to not go into shock or just perish. Because especially if it takes like more than half your health in a single burst, you really have to make it. Otherwise, you're just gonna get put into the ground, because that'd be like taking a fucking sword right to the chest, and it's like, all right, are you gonna power through it, or are you gonna fall over and go into the bad times? I just rolled 3 nat ones for each of the ones that took 25 damage. So they're
That's
not
hilarious.
in a row. Like, I fucking shook the dice myself and rolled it, and I had it roll me again naturally the other time, and it gave me 3 nat ones. So they're all just fucking dead. These 3.
God dang.
I blinded them to death, is what you're telling me.
Yeah,
Very good.
you did. And
The
the other
light
3
shone
are
into
gone.
their eyes so intensely their brains blew.
They should explode. I mean, it's radiant damage, so they would be burned to dust. What were the odds of that? It is to be entirely specific, it is 0.05% chance per side of the D20 for it to be the same side 3 times in a row. Is essentially 0.0025% chance.
Is
That
all I can think of, by the way.
it
That's
is.
insane.
It is.
But also, I just realized effectively what he legitimately just did was he used the lenses of their eyes to magnify the light and fry their brain.
Basically.
And I'm sitting here having a laugh to myself because this is just the setup. I can still use this wall to shoot lasers at people.
Oh my God.
Apparently.
I can't wait to find out you have a crosshair engraved around one of your eyes.
So,
Quick, somebody get Etheria and a magic marker. I'm doing that.
quick, give me a Sharpie.
It's gonna be around the eye hole of my mask though,
And
because
so
I
just
actually
follow orders.
All right, Echo. So what do you do next now that you just fucking evaporated 3 of them?
don't know. I didn't really plan that far ahead. What do I have for bonus actions?
Yeah, and yeah,
I
I
should have
think
planned that.
for the actual chance of that happening, I think it's 1 in 600. I think it's insane the fact that it gave it to me 3 different times on 3 different spawn dice, so they all start on the different side too.
Looking for bonus actions. Probably helps to just click the big fucking tab that says bonus action.
Yeah, probably.
Oh, is that it? I'm good.
All right. Aura, you hear a bunch of ruckus outside as your compatriots step out of the tavern, as you see them fighting sheep.
Well, obviously, I'm going to exit the tavern to get a better look at why they're fighting the farm animals.
You see Okros has sliced in half 4 of them in front of him. 2 of them are bawling at him aggressively, almost like they're rabid as they have significant wounds on themselves. And then you see Zoe has reduced to ashes 3 of them, as the other 3 are just like as they're just like spasming in this wall of light he's created.
Well, Creed's the closest to me, so I'm just gonna like whisper yell to Creed, "What the fuck are you guys doing? Those are sheep! Why are we scared of sheep?"
So there's no confusion. The skull is the carriage, by the way.
I'm yelling at Creed. Well, borderline yelling, but like not actually.
You're whisper yelling at Creed. Ask him why
Yeah,
they're fighting
asking
sheep.
what. Yeah, why are we scared of sheep?
The only damn sheep here's you.
Damn.
I wish I was close enough to bonk him.
I mean, you still have movement.
I don't want to waste movement in case I have to run away from these sheep. I have a strong feeling I might have to run away from some sheep.
I'm glad you approve, by the way, Mr. Stealth.
Well, I guess I'm moving. Okay. I'm gonna move to stand right next to the fence.
I'm sorry about that, buddy.
I move here.
We're scared of sheep because they're suspiciously bashful.
Oh my god.
Cast, take
Indeed.
1d6 psychic damage. Here, I'll roll it for you. Take 4 psychic damage.
Cass or me?
Cass, not you. Unless you
I was
change
like,
your name to
why?
Castell.
I didn't hear you say her name. Oh yeah. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I'm not gonna fight sheep.
So, are you just going to stand there and watch your compatriots fight sheep?
Apparently, because I'm still trying to figure out why they're fighting sheep. And Creed didn't give me any answers. Other
Yes,
than
he did.
I'm a
He
sheep.
called you a sheep.
Yeah.
Okay, you remember. There you go.
Yeah, not sure why he called me a sheep when I'm looking at Okos has 4 mutilated sheep in front of him. There's 3 having a fucking 70s disco rave and a wall of light thanks to a Darian. 3 of them are ashes. I'm just
You're
very
welcome.
Confucius right now as to why my compatriots feel the need to annihilate sheep. So, I don't know what else to do.
Fuck the sheep. No, do not fuck the sheep.
We're
That's
not
illegal in
Scottish.
multiple states. No, it's the Welsh.
He's not wrong, unfortunately.
I'm done.
Me too, Cass.
Oh,
Most of
me
Hill's
three.
Room are.
Well, partially, yes. Other things are mixed in as well, but me too.
I'm Italian.
So, Cass, Jesus Christ, the wrong campaign. Aura, as you stand there and do nothing, get called a sheep by Creed, as you're watching them fight sheep.
You're gonna make me roll a wisdom, aren't you?
No, not yet. Good call, though. Good trying to preempt me. Little gremlin nuisance shithead. Yeah, absolutely. You, the three of you that are not Aura, see this massive, almost 9 foot tall, grotesque looking person step out of the carriage and walk to the front. She is hunched. Her skin is leathery and almost looks chitinous, with these branches growing out of her back and bobules and bumbles all over her body. Her neck is stretched and her jaw is hung out, and it's just, she does not look good. She has these large iron claws coming off her fingertips, and it's just definitely, definitely not a fun person to deal with.
Out of context,
Mm-hmm.
fucking knew you were gonna hag us. I knew it.
Why would else would radcaps be working together if they
Well,
weren't
see,
madcaps?
I've that too, but also the whole back to the hand reaching out of the fucking carriage thing. The second you described, I was like, it's a fucking hag. This motherfucker is making us fight a fucking hag.
I thought it was a hag because of Dead by Daylight.
I was gonna say something. I was like, no spoilers. So, Aura, you see
Uh-huh.
your friends fighting sheep. Then you see a beautiful, regal woman step out of the carriage. She is still about 7 feet tall, has a very royal kind of feel about her. As she steps out, she just kind of looks over everything going on. Her voice is silken. Her words are enunciated clearly. She holds her chest out, her head kind of slightly back, with a very strong posture. And as she looks at the four of you, or you hear this sweet voice. The rest of you hear this just gargled, jargoned, just rotting jaws putting out these words that just seem to gravel and groan with every syllable. And she speaks to you, going, "Why are you all fighting this? Who are you?"
I'm Creed, Watch Commander in service to the War Master Leandros. And I am your death. Is that too edgy?
A little bit.
Realized after I said it, didn't think about it, just kind of went with it.
Just reminded me right
I
after.
mean, you're a paladin who just saw a literal pure evil creature, so I mean, it's kind of on point.
Mm-hmm.
What Cass said. You missed. You literally launched a fucking guiding bolt right past this chick's head and evaporated some random person. I don't think she's that
Also-
afraid of you right now.
Also, that
That also happened, yes.
it does make it a little awkward considering.
Sorry, bud. It was actually a really good one-liner. Just
Mm-hmm.
situationally bad timing.
And so, as you step out, and she just kind of looks at all of you as she asks this question. And watching it all happen, she simply goes, "Fine. You wish to fight against what we've built here? Order, law, contentness. Fine. If I don't kill you here, it doesn't end. this situation you're in. My sisters will see to that.
That's not a good sign.
What was your first
Part
clue?
of the problem with hags is that there's never just the one hag, and they're all annoying.
Zoop. All right, Creed. So she is going to hit you flat out, and your fuckler is not activated. They're just like me, for real, for real. You are not a
That's
hag.
good.
Shut the fuck up.
This is fine.
25 on the first hit.
Just barely hits me.
Mm-hmm.
I got 24.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, all right.
So she misses the other two because of your cool old plate armor. But she does deal 17 slashing damage to you.
So relevant question.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, no. That's how far away is she?
She's right in front of you.
Oh, perfect. Absolutely perfect. I'm gonna. Hey, screw it. Snap. Crew's gonna snap his fingers and point at her. Hellish rebuke
All right.
at second level.
Very good.
So that is she has to make a Dex 15 save.
Easily makes it.
Yeah. All right. Never mind then. That was a waste.
Mm,
Oh yeah, I might be dumb. Hang on a second. I haven't been able to use Hellish Rebuke in a while. Takes 2d10 fire damage on a save throw, or half as much damage on a successful one.
Yep. So it saved it, so she takes half damage from your rebuke.
All right, let's find out. This is we'll do 2d10. She takes. She takes 9 fire damage.
All right.
It's a shame because that would have been 18. That would have been nicer.
Or you watched the Regal Lady flash across the ground and swipe at Creed with a short sword. As the second or the third strike lands and cuts him. And then he immediately snaps his fingers and points at her as you see flame ripple across the ground and singe her clothing.
do-do.
At that point, she looks at you, Aura, as you haven't broken the veil yet, and says, "Child, why do you not help one of your sister queens?" And now I need you to roll a charisma save at advantage, because you have advantage against charm, to resist being charmed.
With my +0 on charisma, love
Uh-huh.
my
God,
life.
it's a shame Nameless isn't here.
Uh-huh.
Hold on, my internet's being fucky wucky.
Potentially could have gotten his dream.
He could have.
So I rolled a nat 20 on the first roll.
You fucking cock.
This is bullshit.
This
This
You-
is such bullshit.
You resist being charmed by the hag aura. Every time when she needs it, it shows up and it's just like, nah, she doesn't need to do it. I'm like, all right, punish. And she's like, nope, absolutely not.
My first roll of this session, I murdered an innocent person. Every time she gets to try to stay in ignorance, she fucking succeeds.
You know what? Or I want you to go to your character sheet. I want you to make a note in your resistances. Okay.
Okay, how do I do that?
You should be. You know what? I'm gonna fucking do it for you. Where the fuck is my goddamn bookmark? Where the fuck is it? Here. Everyone gets to watch this when I do this.
Oh God, what are you doing to my character sheet?
Nothing you need to worry about.
For
It's
context,
like when
when the DM says that, you need to worry about it.
I'm worried. It's like when I donkey kicked that snake after making bad decisions and I somehow killed him first kick.
You know what? We're gonna do this. And I'm going to.
Are you taking away my charm resistance?
No, I'm giving you charmed immunity. Because what's gonna wind up happening? It's gonna be called empty brain. Or no, even better, smooth brain.
Just because the dice like me sometimes.
Smooth brain, literally description. What bounces off of me sticks onto you.
Mm-hmm. And we're gonna go to your notes. I love how your notes are absolute dog shit. Thank you for that.
Oh yeah. Yep. I haven't touched them.
Exactly.
I didn't know I was supposed to touch them.
I would hope you'd keep up with what the fuck's going on. But it's
I got a
fine.
notepad
that
down
was
My
before.
feelings aren't hurt whatsoever.
Something I had to do if I remembered things and if I have to time I don't remember things. You know what? I've taken enough notes in the last 7 years of university. I'm done taking notes.
There we go. Smooth Brain allows for immunity from charmed conditions gained from succeeding against 3 times command spells and 1 level 5 charm spell from a hag. There you go. You're fucking welcome. Get away from me.
I didn't do nothing. I rolled a dice and it liked me. I'm sorry.
Hope everyone fucking saw me at Smooth Brain as a goddamn feat. Fucking stupid. Anyway. That is
What
the
now?
hag's turn. So now we're at the red caps. The red caps are going to try and swipe at Mr. Okros. They have a where the fuck is it? 6. Cool. Who is more smooth brained? It's tied currently. 19 to hit on the first one. And then the second one roll a 13. Do either of those hit against you, Okros?
The first one meets my AC, the second one misses.
Okay. So you will take 9 slashing damage from the first red cap, which is not halved. So you will take
okay.
4. Cool. So those are those red caps. And then these guys are basically stuck in this wall of light because if I remember correctly, it's difficult terrain. So
1 second, I will check that for you.
I imagine it's a literal wall, like wind wall or a flame wall.
Like hard light, basically.
Yeah.
No, creatures and objects can pass through it. It's just if their turn ends there that they get hit with the radiant damage again.
Okay.
And the same roll as when I originally cast it.
Fair enough.
Well, that's all they can fucking do then. So now it's up to you guys. So we'll keep the same order: Creed, Okros, Etheria, and Aura. Go.
Yeah, I'm just gonna stab her. I'm not gonna try anything else fancy.
I'm just gonna cast sword.
Like
I cast stab a bitch.
deploy the buckler and stab her.
All right, roll a stab.
That's 25.
That's a stab. Roll your second stab.
All right. I need to find. Oh, okay. So there is they did hit, correct?
Yes.
No checking. All right. There is 6 plus 5. 6 stabbing damage, 5 radiant. I'm
Okay.
gonna try to stab a bitch again. It's 17.
That is still a stab.
Perfect. That's 9 more stab damage. Plus 7 radiant damage.
All right. Very good.
Stabbed her twice. That's about all I got.
Bonus action, anything like that?
I think I think I can't give myself any more trouble otherwise. So I'm just gonna take the win where I actually managed to do something and call it good enough.
Fair enough. Okros.
I'm going to use 1 second. Yes. Thunderous blows to smack the one in front of me into the one beside it. And then, yeah, I will see what happens from there.
Very good.
I need to turn my damn light on. It's getting dark out. There we go. That's a 6 plus plus 10, right? Yeah. No, plus 12. Wrong modifier. 18 to hit.
That's
And they have 13, right? So yeah. Okay. 16 damage, and it has to do a DC 8 plus. It has to do a DC 19 strength check to not be launched into its buddy.
Yeah, no, it doesn't pass. So it gets launched into them. So deal
Okay,
additional 1d6.
Have you seen the size of these things? That's not saying much, buddy. Like,
So
I'm pretty sure you could
this
kick one of these hard enough.
This one here is splattered against his friend and gets turned to nothing. His friend here takes an additional 3 bludgeoning from his friend hitting him square in the face and is knocked prone. Hi Chi Cow.
Excellent. Now, that's a Baldur's Gate 3 rule where throwing is a bonus action, right?
Yeah.
Not an actual rule?
I mean,
or...
I would fucking do it here, because, I mean, it makes sense if it's on your person. It's not hard to pick something up and yeet it.
Excellent. Then, seeing he's prone, can I grab him by the leg and throw him at one of the ones across the street?
Give me athletics. And it's advantage because you're raging still.
DM has laughed. It passes.
Okros once heard someone joke about hitting a motherfucker with another motherfucker.
I got a 22.
Yeah.
You said that at the same time casted, Creed.
Which one are you throwing it at?
The one, where's my, there we go, pointer. This one.
Very good. So he flies into him. And let's see, he's going to take a D10. All right. And what's your strength bonus right now?
The bonus is plus 7.
Okay, yeah. So he crumples like a paper bag when he hits his buddy. And then his buddy takes 16 bludgeoning and fucking dies. Yeah. You crush two of them together.
He killed a motherfucker with a motherfucker.
Mm-hmm.
God darn.
That
Barbarian doing
motherfucker died
barbarian
in
shit.
casualty.
Yep.
All right.
And then I'm going to take out the trash, I guess. It is time to move and engage these two. And I will, is there anything I can do besides from just a normal attack? I don't think so. I've used everything else. Yes, so I will just do a normal attack on the one to my left.
All right. Roll the hit, the poor son of a bitch.
That is a 27. So yes.
Yeah.
And only 11 damage.
He's somehow still standing with like 3 hit points.
He's lucky. I rolled a 1.
I was like, yeah, I'll hit him with red caps. They should be good enough. And I was like, wait a second. When the fight started, I was like, wait a second. They're all like levels 13 to 14. Why am I throwing CR3 creatures at them?
Look, you had a funny idea and you rolled with it, and it was funny. And now reality's setting in.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it was pretty fucked up finding out the sheep are red caps.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, all right, I guess we're gonna have mutton tonight. No.
I just wanted to murder the weird talking sheep, okay?
I
Like,
And
mean,
also,
it
I
could,
mean, sorry, go ahead, R.
I said it could be worse. You could have someone immune to charm. Oh wait,
But I was going to add to that. The red caps might not be much of a threat. The hag's an actual legitimate fucking problem, so.
Yeah, I
oh,
was gonna say that's another matter altogether.
no.
Alrighty.
I just don't know why the dice are on my side tonight. They're never on my side. There's something weird going on.
It is now Asterian's turn. Sorry, Asterian? What the
Astarian?
fuck?
No, not
Adarian,
Astarian.
my
Not
bad.
Thanks for
Astarian.
that.
No, I mixed
Wow.
Adarian and Asterian together somehow. It was, yeah, no. I'm mixing up names recently. It's
You're
weird.
good. It happens.
Happens in the best of us.
Unacceptable.
No, dude, I was playing
Goes
with
to just
fucking
start pinning a
Lino
new
and
name, going to
Nimbus.
talk to the DM after the session. Hey, my character's name just suddenly changed for no reason.
No, legitimately, I was playing with Lino and Nimbus yesterday, and I kept calling one of them Limbus instead.
Limbus these nuts.
Cheese
Yeah.
curd.
Columbus Company.
Alright, I need to get the map thingy out while we're laughing and do a measure.
So, Adarian, what do, sir?
Measure.
Measure. Got it.
Very good. Okay. So I'm going to need you to help me with this a little bit, Grim.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to need you to take 10 feet off of the length of that wall, please.
Okay.
And then I'm going to shoot your stupid hag with a light beam.
Ah, very nice.
So I'm going to... This is 48 radiant with a blind on success, and I'm going to go ahead and roll that.
Mm-hmm.
Quick
Wait a
out of
minute, hang on a second.
question.
Hang on. There's certain things
I
I
just-
never have the chance to do.
Oh. Okay. I already rolled, but okay. What you up to?
No,
Grace?
no. Keep. It's gonna help you.
Okay.
I
Do I need
coulda
to wait, or do I
swore-
need to go ahead and tell him what I rolled?
roll your thing? Don't worry about that.
All right. I rolled a 27.
You hit.
I
What
have a
is the
thing.
save for the blind?
Sorry. The save for this spell is con 18.
Con 18. Thank you. Saves it.
Quick question.
All right, so
So
half
it's a
damage.
half
of
damage and not
48.
blind.
Yeah. So I need
Quick
to
question,
roll
Creed. What's your damage?
48. So half of 18.
Never mind.
9?
9. Yep.
Yeah.
And then whatever Creed's about to do.
Mm-hmm.
I read it wrong. Sorry. Don't worry about it.
Sag.
Oh, okay.
Sad.
Creed, what's your damage at?
Do I have a decent bonus action?
I'm going to be at. I'm doing fine. I do not need any healing, if that is your question.
Oh,
This is
okay.
a bonus action? Why was this not in my bonus actions list then earlier? Man, fucking weird ass fucking menus in this. Sorry, I'm cussing too much. Apologies. Uh, oh, never mind. I'm not doing this. This will break my concentration. No, I'm good. My turn's done.
All right, Aura.
Fucking no.
So you're seeing Okros pick up and throw sheep at other sheep, and
I
then
know.
bashing another sheep with a hammer.
I
A
know.
Darien has fired a laser at the Regal lady, and Kree took a swing at her. What do you do in this situation?
I'm still confused why they're fighting sheep and a nice, pretty lady who also hit Creed. So now I'm confused as to what to do because I'm like, you hit my friend, but you seem somewhat nice. You're pretty.
I'm gonna need you to pick an action here, champ.
I'm trying to decide what I want to do. You know what? I'll piss her off. Why not? Join the fucking party. I'm gonna smack her with a thorn whip.
All right, roll the hit.
How do I do that again?
Should be clicking the plus number button next to your spell.
I hate Safari. If I'm not continuously doing something on it, it gets all jammed up and I have to refresh the page. It's annoying. The +9,
Yeah, that's the one.
I got a 10.
You crit fail. Very good.
Mhm.
So in that instance, I'll need you to make me a wisdom save, please.
Okay, I got a 20.
I fucking hate you.
Why?
I hate you. That is it. That is all I have to say on the matter. You crit failed your fucking Thorn Whip attack, and then you somehow saved against the command spell again. You can just really be a dingus. Yeah.
You're ruining the DM's fun, and he does not appreciate it.
What else do you gotta do there, Jenna? What else you got in your fucking pocket? Run your pockets. What else you got?
I could stab her
You can
with
try.
my. So I can bite her. I have primal savage. Yeah, let's bite her. I want to bite the bitch.
You're going
I mean, I
to.
realize you wouldn't realize this, but still gross. Don't
Mhm.
put that in your mouth.
I'll
All
bite
right.
the bitch. I'm
Roll
rolling to
roll
hit.
the bite.
25.
All right. So you rush past Creed
Ugh.
at the Regal lady as you suddenly just pick a fucking action to do. Stand there of Letta's hands. And you chomp on her arm that's holding the sword. And as you bite into it, you've bitten other creatures before. This one, it's like biting through a mixture of tree bark and shoe leather. And the ichor that comes out of the wound that you create tastes vile. As you see the illusion of the Regal lady fade, as the arm you're biting onto is gnarled, bobulous, and grotesque, as the nice, attractive looking Regal woman turns into the form and visage of the hag that your party is currently facing.
Do you want my damage roll?
Sure.
It's acid damage, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
It's a 15.
All right. So you do 15 acid. And now I need you to make me a con save.
15.
So you don't pass it. The one thing you don't pass, surprisingly.
Because my con's only a +2.
As you pull back after biting her and you are repulsed, revolted, you're like trying to get the ichor out of your mouth. You're not having a good time. And you are now poisoned.
Oh, okay.
So there's a condition. So if you click on the conditions box, you can select poisoned.
Mm-hmm. Oh, look at that. I did it.
You did it. Congratulations. Read what it does. Commit it to memory. As
It
it is
doesn't
now
tell
the
me what
hag's
it
turn.
does. Oh, I have to scroll down. Okay. Oh, disadvantage on attack rolls and ability checks.
So, the hag's turn. She does two things. One, as a bonus action, she will cast Fog Cloud around herself.
That sounds bad.
Oh, that is still a square. That is not the one I wanted. Here we go. 20-foot radius, 20 foot. So it should be there. Everything inside of it is heavily obscured as she then grapples Creed with a nice, advantageous attack roll.
It's me actually having to go through here and identify things that I haven't ever had to use before.
Mm-hmm.
So
she gets you with a 20. No, because you got the fuckler on.
Also, still not going to call it that.
Why not?
I'm actually kind of confused. Out of context, I'd like some clarification. Is it actually a shield, or is it some kind of deployed shielding device?
It is a buckler that can deploy into a bigger shield.
A collapsible phantom tower shield.
Okay.
You ever play the first Destiny?
Yeah, no, I get the idea now. You kept saying deploy, and this entire time I've just been imagining this like regular ass buckler on your arm. Deploy buckler, and it's just stuck to your fucking wrist.
Deploy buckler.
This makes more sense.
And they give it a really complicated like name and command sequence, like I'm in an anime.
It doesn't have. It already has a name. It's the buckler. I'm gonna get that shit engraved for you.
No. No.
So she throws herself at you, but you're able to push back against her with your buckler and get her from actually latching onto you, so she doesn't do any damage. But Aura, you are shoved back 5 feet during the proceedings, so you're there now.
Okay, that works for me. Farther away from the not so pretty lady anymore.
The three of you are, while in this cloud, for the lack of a better term, heavily obscured, which essentially lines up with the idea of being technically blinded. Make sure I just pull up so I can get you the specifics. Yeah, you essentially suffer from the blinding condition while trying to see something in that area or through it.
I'm poisoned and blind. Love that for me.
So while you're in the fog cloud, your movement speed is halved, and you cannot see anything past 5 feet in front of you. And that's all she has. So she's not a cool hag. She's a standard hag. So that brings us back to Creed.
I'm trying to think about what if I could use any spell that won't immediately backfire on me.
Skill issue.
My dice are in the take it away category right now, so I'm
You know,
doing
I didn't think about it.
well.
Are all the people still standing on the side of the street, by the way?
Yep. They
Yeah.
have not moved. Minus the one that you evaporated.
You know what? Honestly, I freed him from this
Well, he
trap.
didn't move per se.
Yeah.
He just went bite.
How much lay on hands do you think that's going to take?
More than you got, my friend.
I guess I would just stab her again. It seems to work. It's a 13.
When all else fails, shank a bitch. What?
There's a 13 hit.
Negative.
How about a 23?
Are you rolling a disadvantage?
No, that's the second attack.
Roll a disadvantage. Because you're blinded. Remember, you're in the fog cloud.
Oh, that's a 15
That's
for the
also
second
a
hit.
no.
Well, stabbing her didn't work either. About the only thing I could have possibly done is made things even worse by casting darkness, so we're all truly blinded.
Ah, yes. Double blindness.
If I don't know where I am, she can't know where I am.
Fuck you, I'm not blind, you're blind!
Deploy the reverse Uno card.
You flashbang me. Well, then take this flashbang. Just... Terrible.
Yeah, pretty much.
I guess Creed will duck back and move over between Aura and Etheria.
Very good.
That way, you both get +2 to your saving throws because one of you is going to need it. I'll give you a hint. It's not Aura because apparently she rolls everything high.
All right, Okros.
Bruh, I'm sitting here poisoned. I don't roll everything high. Just what it mattered.
Okay. I am going to attack these again with overwhelming cleave this time so that I can use my bonus action to attack the second one.
Okay.
That is a hit for the first one, and I'll just roll the attack for the second one as well quickly. And a hit for the second one.
All right. Roll damage.
16 and 19.
Kill
Are
them
they dead?
both. Excellent. Now, can I see her silhouette in the fog cloud from out here, or?
No, it's you. You can tell there are shapes in there, but you can't tell whose shape is what. There's a shape. Whose shape? Can't tell.
Would I be able to use the Boomhammer's secondary effect to create a shockwave to try to clear some of the fog?
That sounds interesting. You can definitely try and give it a swing.
All right, then I'm going to run until I'm a little bit in to the fog, and I'm going to attempt to ground pound the hammer into the ground to try to clear some of the area while revving the trigger.
All right. So you clear. If it can just if you can snap, if you can snap. Let's see if I wish I could just have something set up that I could actually like cut things up. I have to use fog for that, and that's a whole fun thing. The smaller circle around you essentially is the spot that you can see in. The fog around in that circle is dissipated.
Excellent. Then, I am out of actions, though, but I now have a small field of view around myself for the end of my turn.
Very good. A Darian. Monsieur Zoe.
Oh, sorry. I thought I unmuted when I said that. Apparently, the little slidey thingy didn't slidey thingy.
No, not the slidey thingy.
I'm looking in my character sheet, and I'm trying to find where I would keep track of abilities on a piece of equipment that I've used. I have some stuff I can do once a day with my weapon. I don't see anywhere to keep track of this, though.
Yeah, I think that's just more of Keen trying to since your last thing. I don't think they get little meters and stuff, unfortunately.
Okay, Zoe's gonna have to try to remember on his own. That's asking for trouble. Oh well, doing it anyways.
I have faith in you.
That's a
You do have the
mistake.
notes section that you can use that if you want to, like,
Ooh,
just
that's a
put a
good
quick
idea.
note in that you've used it, and then when you take a long rest, you remove it.
Indeed. Very good idea. Thank you, sir. Okay. Which one of these is it?
I was trying to be supportive.
Oh no, I appreciated it. I just also saw an opportunity to fuck with you.
I mean, you screw it up either way. You're the one who
You're
suffers.
right.
So.
But I'm used to that, so. Alright. This ain't a concentration thingy, so it's not gonna cool.
Thank you, Mama. Tell me to hydrate.
It is very vital to enjoying yourself.
Cool. Gonna move right here. And so hey Graham.
Yeah.
Remember that 5 foot wide, 120 feet long column you made for me? Can I get an
yeah.
Oh, it's long enough. It don't have to be the full 120. I just need a temporary copy of that.
Sure.
In a straight line across from me. Going I use the measuring thing for this. Yeah, perfect. That away.
Mm-hmm.
So my Staff of Thunder and Lightning has this ability called Lightning Strike that I'm about to use. It says I can use an action to cause a bolt of lightning to leap from the staff's tip in a line that is 5 feet wide and 120 feet long, yada yada yada. DC 17 dexterity saving throw, 9d6 lightning damage.
All right. Let's see her dex save. She fails it, so roll damage.
Cool. I got to do this manual. D6. I did say D6. I as quick as I click off of it, I forgot.
96.
Yes, it did. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Do the thing. There it goes.
Do the thing. Do the
31.
Thing. 31. Nice. Yeah, she takes 31 damage. You fucking hit her with a lightning bolt.
Cool.
Anything else in your pockets?
Question.
Answer.
Did that lightning blast have any effect on the fog cloud?
It did not.
Cool.
It did shoot like a hole through the fog around the lightning bolt, but it didn't dissipate it.
Okay.
It looks really cool as it whizzed past Okers's head.
You know, I was worried about that. I was trying really hard to not accidentally cook the lion, man. Yes.
through the fog, you just hear a nice.
Nice.
And no, that's all I had.
All right, Aura.
Need to go to those notes before I forget and make a note.
Any hoozle. I'm gonna cast Warding Wind to try and get rid of this fog.
Okay.
So I casted it. I don't have to roll anything.
All right. So the winds blow the fog away with great gusto.
Yeah, but unfortunately, it's a 10-foot radius around me. I'm in the
Uh-huh.
center of it.
Uh-huh.
So I don't know if you want to put a circle around me. Make life easy, could you please? And it deafens me and other creatures in the area. It extinguishes unprotected flames, which we have no fire. It gets rid of the fog, so that's good. And the area is difficult terrain for creatures other than myself. And I'm sorry, boys. The attack
But
rolls.
what I'm hearing is we can all see now, and you also just fucked me and Creed. Thanks for that.
Basically,
Appreciate it.
you and Creed can now not hear shit.
And the terrain is difficult, and the attack rolls of ranged weapons attacks have been disadvantaged if the attack passes in or out of the wind. But I'm rid of the fog.
I mean,
Hey, I have a quick unrelated question,
Yeah.
Graham, as DM.
Yeah.
Would you be terribly against it if I tried to cast Finger of Death on an ally?
Hold on, I
I
still
mean-
get to move. I can move, right?
yeah, you still have your movement and everything.
Do these boys a favor. Thought pop in head. I'm poisoned. No, the fog's gone, so I can move my full 30 feet. Yes.
Yes.
I'm gonna run away.
You're gonna run away.
Okay.
I should have
Yes.
waited till after she passed her turn to ask that.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, that worked.
And I think
Okay.
that's the end of my. Yeah, because my attacks are halved right now because I'm poisoned anyways, and I'm far enough away from her. So
Mm-hmm.
y'all, I'm done. I'm done. Hag turn.
Okay. So the hag is gonna bum rush Aura.
Of
It
course
has
she is.
more than enough feet to get there.
A difficult terrain
Adarian,
around me. and
that just halves the movement speed through it. She's got 40 feet of movement speed. She'll get there. So
And
she's
she's
gonna
deaf.
do that. Yep. Adarian, you get an attack of opportunity if you so wish to take it.
Sure. What do I roll for that? Just a regular attack?
Yeah, you're just basically like in BG. You're just taking a swipe at her as she runs past.
Alright, so that's the hit DC on the Staff of Thunder and Lightning. Roll to
And
30.
Yeah, you hit her. You bonk her with the stick.
Alright. Now I've got two different damage things here, and I'm not sure why.
It's versatile. If you don't have anything in your offhand, you're wielding with two hands, use the bigger die. If you're
Use
using
the
like a
bigger
shield,
die.
use the smaller die.
Thank you. 11
Well,
damage.
Very good.
I'm gonna die here.
You whack her real good. As she rolls a 25 to hit Aura, as she's doing the crushing hag, new wrestling move that just dropped. So it's gonna be 9d6 plus 5 on the first attack.
I'm dead.
Did the hag just like jump and like flying elbow her from the air? Like what the fuck?
Basically, the way that this type of hag can fight, she can either bite, claw, or she can do the crushing hug, which is essentially a charging bear hug.
I only have 94 hit points, so that kills me.
No, not
No,
96
9D.
D
Like-
as in dice. 9d6. I will tell you the actual.
damage.
No, you take 37, and then you're grappled.
I said 90. I was like, oh.
No,
Okay.
you take
Good now.
37 bludgeoning,
Yeah.
and you are now grappled. which means
Okay.
that you can try and escape the grapple on your next turn by doing an athletics check. That should be how it still works in 5e. Condition also ends if the effect removes the grapple creature from reach of the grappler. Grappling effects such as creatures hurled away by the Thunderwave spell. Can't benefit from any of those. Yes. Yeah, so it should be in your conditions. You can click on grappled.
I did. I'm poisoned and grappled now. Love this for me.
You have disadvantage on attacks against any target other than the grappler. You can be dragged and carried as it moves. And your speed is 0 and cannot increase. So basically, you're in a big old bear hug. And you will take additional damage at the start of each of the hag's turns. And so, is that Warding Wind a concentration spell?
Let me double check.
It should say if you click on the spell. Roll me a con save.
Hold on. Gotta refresh stupid page. Con save. I got an 18.
All right, so you keep your winds up for the time being. Bastard.
Great. So beneficial for me. And a bear hug.
Well, it stops me
always
from
be
doing what I
worse.
wanted to do. So, you got that going for you.
It's the end of my turn.
I know
Oh,
it's the
no.
end of your turn. It's the hag's turn currently. So
Yeah.
chill.
My brain is braining. Right
I
now,
know.
Sorry.
How dare you? All right. And that is the hag's turn. She can't. Well, actually, no, she could. Yeah, so as a bonus action, what she'll do is she'll recast Fog Cloud again.
Oh.
Make sure I pick
When
the
will-
right colors.
I win, just get rid of it instantly or not?
She can put it anywhere. She doesn't put it on herself.
Oh,
Basically, you cleared the fog, but didn't break her concentration on the spill, so she can keep replacing it until
Oh
that
no, she
happens.
just gets additional spell slots for it.
Oh, okay. I thought it was a concentration thing.
It was.
Apologies.
That's why after lightning, like before I could even do a con save on the lightning spell that you did, or did the winds thing, and became a moot point. So
I was helping.
she places it around the three of you, as the three of you are now blinded. Your movements are halves, etc., etc. You can't see and automatically fail on ability checks that require sight. Attack rolls against you have advantage, and your attack rolls against others have disadvantage. So, that's for that. That's for her. And we're back at the top at Creed. Creed, you can't see jack shit. You're in a fog cloud again.
But you can move out of it.
Yeah, but I had a cool idea. I can't do that now. Ah. All right. I mean, I suppose I technically can. So the hag is not in the smoke,
She is not.
correct?
No, but she has aura and a bear hug. Keep that in mind.
Or
Also,
don't.
probably
plan to
don't
work on
step
that.
in Aura's weird blue shit.
Yeah, I'm not gonna have much of a choice there. If Creed moves there, can he see outside of the smoke?
Yes. Yes, you can.
I want to. Okay. How accurate is the icon for the hag?
Pretty accurate. She's a large creature.
Exposed quasi flesh.
Yeah.
Also, my wind ends and is only good for 10 minutes. So if it's been 10 minutes, I don't have my wind anymore.
Or each round of combat is about a minute, if not less.
So
a minute is
Okay.
about 10 rounds of combat.
Okay.
By the way.
Follow-up question: how does the hag have aura grappled? Like the ground?
No, in a bear hug.
Okay.
Being bear hug.
How thick is the hag's torso?
Pretty significant. She's about 9 feet tall. Torso is probably, I would say, I don't know, about 3 feet thick, I'd give or take.
Okay, perfect. That should be fun. I have a bad idea.
Mm-hmm.
I want Creed to run and jump and attempt to jab the sword down into the hag.
All right. Because you're going to be in the air through the winds that Aura has currently around her and the hag. As the hag is essentially, if we want to do it to real brass tacks, the hag is essentially centered in the winds now with Aura.
Still gonna go for it. Best bet here to try to get her to drop Aura without,
So
hitting Aura.
give me an athletics at disadvantage because you're jumping through the air.
Please. That's a 12.
So you go to jump and strike down at the hag, and the winds pull you away as your blow that you had aimed for her torso, you go wide and you kind of miss the back of her. But you are now next to the hag and Aura, but you cannot hear a fucking thing.
So I'm standing next to the hag, though?
Yeah, you're essentially like here.
Alright. Let's try to go for a leg with the sword.
Okay.
Alright. That's a dirty 20 to hit.
That's a hit.
Alright. There's 10 plus 6 points of radiant damage.
All right. Solid damage. All right, and she makes her concentration save. What else you want to do, Mr. Creed?
About all I can do, to be honest. I'm still deaf, so
Yes.
if Ori is screaming, I can't hear her. That's all she wrote for me.
All right, Okros.
Well, I don't know that she's moved, but I know where I last saw her, so I was going to do. I imagine the leap would also be at. Would the leap also be at half movement because of the cloud?
No, because you'd just be throwing yourself your full distance in a direction.
Oh, then, I guess I can. She's still like the last direction I saw her, and she was like right here. So my character was going to try to leap and hit her. Well, I was expecting, like, he'd be expecting to meet her right here, but he'd be doing a full strength leap. So he may hit her, maybe, but
I mean,
also
it's
wind wall.
Yeah, I mean, it's if you are leaping at her last known position, you would land where you expect her to be because you can't see, so you wouldn't be able to tell. So if you're just gonna try and blind leap to try and get a swing on her, you can jump at her last known position, and
Which would be like.
And once you're out of it, you can then move normally. But the wind wall itself is also difficult terrain.
Okay, then.
So you leap out of the fog. You're like ah, and then you don't see her, and you're like fuck, and then you're like ah, and you like turn slightly.
Just the skull truck.
Yeah.
Then, yes, I will then try to charge into the wind wall, I guess, and hit her because that's where she is.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Yeah, you have more than enough
Yeah.
movement to get in there. Yeah, so now you can bonk her, and she has Aura currently in a bear hug.
all right. I am going to attempt to swing the scythe upwards at one of her arms around the the upper arm.
Mm-hmm.
And is the attack at... No, it's only ranged attacks that are at disadvantage, right?
Yes, only ranged.
Okay, then that is a 19 to hit.
All right. So you slice her arm really good. You don't really sever it completely, but you do get a nice chunk of the meat. So go ahead and roll damage.
Okey-doke. That is a 20 for the damage.
Very good. Yeah, you cut her arm down to the bone as Iker starts to spew from the wound as she holds Aura tighter and tighter. She drops her concentration on the fog cloud. As Adarian, you suddenly see where everyone is, and she's like, ah!
Ah, I can see.
I can see. I can find.
Mm-hmm. Okros, anything else?
That is correct. I do have another attack. But I will swing again.
Alrighty, roll the hit.
That is a 23 to hit this time.
That is a hit.
And the damage is 16 this time.
Yeah, so if you're still aiming for that arm, you would at that point sever it. So her left arm would come flying off in just a spew of ichor that covers both you and Aura. She still has her with her other arm because of how large and how strong she is. She's still clinging on to Aura. Well, not as skilled, mind you, but still trying to squeeze the damn life out of her.
Hopefully it weakened it at least.
It did. It did weaken it. All right.
Yes.
I imagine we go to Mr. Adarian. Schmurian, to be specific.
Did you do the wrong mute?
No, I'm just trying to decide what I want to do.
Fair.
But thank you for asking. I did check after you said that.
Seduce the hag.
Gross. But also probably could. I've got the charisma for it. No, thank you.
I have the charisma, he says.
He has the riz, but does he have the will?
Does he have
No.
the will?
No.
Indeed.
God, no.
The spirit is
And
willing. The
understandably.
flesh has zero interest.
Mm-hmm.
No, the spirit's not willing either. Don't you put that on me. All right, so I'm going to take another 10 feet off of that wall of light and shoot another laser beam at her.
All right.
That's a fucking con 18.
Alrighty.
And I rolled a 25.
And you roll another 25, so she'll take 12. Aura. Well, is this a...
All right, that was the roll to
beam...
hit.
Yeah, that was a hit. Yeah.
Sorry, what were you going to say?
Is this more of like a direct, like, laser pointer, go? Or is it more of you're taking a piece of the wall and you're laying it down?
It's like, it's the laser pointer. It's using the wall as ammo, essentially.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, yeah. So, Aura, you won't have to roll Constitution either. Good for you.
So
Yeah.
then it's half damage because she saved, right?
Mm-hmm.
So half of 15.
7.
7. Yep. So she takes 7 radiant. What else you want to do, Mr. Darren?
I don't guess there's a fucking button to refund this damn wall. It's starting to disappoint. No,
I mean, you
I
can
kid.
just break concentration.
No, it was just bad joke. No, I got nothing else.
All right. Which brings us to Aura. Aura, you are still in the grapple throes of the hag. You can try and hit her to try and get yourself out of it, or you can try and escape.
Can I kill my wins, or is that something I'm not allowed to do?
No, you just end concentration on it.
I'll end the concentration on my wins. It's doing me no good right now.
All right.
It's just hindering my compatriots. And I guess so. Rolling athletics is an ability check, right?
That is an ability check.
Okay, so I roll that at disadvantage then.
That
I'm
would
gonna
be
try and
correct.
escape.
Okay. Try to escape.
Okay, uno momento, por favor, because refresh fucking browser. Okay, got a 16 on that one. And a 9. So I have to go with the fucking 9.
Uh-huh.
Fuck my life. Okay, I got a 9.
So you are stuck in there, and that is your action. Is there any bonus actions you want to try?
I mean, do I have any? I think I do. I have a flame
You tell
blade.
me. Yeah, I mean,
Sure,
you
let's
can try that.
fucking send her. Why not? Can't do any fucking harm. Okay, rolling to hit. Just kidding.
Remember, you're at disadvantage because you're poisoned still.
I have to roll like 23 now. This is real inconvenient for me.
Almost as if.
Okay, so 27 on the first roll.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck me over on the second, please. 23 on the second. On my roll to hit.
Yeah, the second one hits. Roll damage.
12.
So, Aura, as you summon this blade and you ram it through her chest in a last-ditch effort to get yourself out of not only this grapple, but also out of the situation that you have found yourself deep within, as you slowly watch the landscape turn from its normal and pristine nature to that of a decrepit, decaying city. You slam this blade into her chest and you feel it hit its mark as she begins to writhe, letting you go as the blade sits in her chest as her body catches a flame and reduces itself to ashes. And that brings us to the end of combat, as all of you are now essentially surrounded by the death and destruction that you've caused.
And I can't even use the water here to wash off. Disgusting.
So, as you all stand and kind of pull yourselves back together, you take a look at what has happened. You fought a number of red caps and you fought a hag. You remember what she said about her sister queens, how there's more of them, and how, as far as I can see down the street towards the center, is that the scene plays the same. Decrepit buildings, decaying roads, and lines of people simply waiting for the carriage to pass. With the carriage stopped in front of you, the people around you continue to hold out their hands as if waiting for something to happen. You hear the bell toll for a 4th time as all the people begin to have given their tithe, return to their previous duties, whether it's going back to their homes, etc. On the street, as they turn around to leave, not the ones behind you or near you, mind you, the ones that have not been visited by the carriage, you see the body of the tiefling. You see the body of the orc in the back of the carriage. And then, of course, the ashen remains of that one collateral damage that occurred.
Indeed.
The townsfolk that stand around you, their arms go to their side as they still grasp onto the offerings, the tithes they wish to give to the hag, or at least the sister queens. And they all begin to slowly move around you into a U shape, forcing you down the road. As you all now hear a voice echoing across the streets. Bring me the newcomers. They have slain one of your queens and must answer for their transgressions. The people that begin to shape around you into a U shape have glassy stares, non-expressive faces, and simply walk as if being puppeteered by someone else. What do you do?
Dispel magic is for an individual person. Okay, it's not a blanket spell. God damn it. You know what? Hold on. Nope. Again. For all intents and purposes, we use Dispel magic as a blanket spell this time.
You can definitely try and do dispel magic.
I'm gonna do it and see
Okay.
what happens. Okay. Choose one creature. Any spell of third level or lower on the target ends at higher levels. How we did it at third level. Actually, with the fucking leveling up, or the world stones rather, what spell level do we not have to roll spell dice for at this point?
I wouldn't worry about it at this point. So if you're going to roll your counter spell or your dispel magic, just tell me what level you want to use it at.
4th.
Okay.
So when you cast the spell using a spell slot of 4th level or higher, you automatically end the effects of a spell if the spell's level is equal to or less than the level of spell slot you use.
Mm-hmm.
Level 5, I already know. I wish it clicked as soon as I said 4. I'm like, damn it. The spell is a 5.
No. You reach out to try and dispel the magic on one of the townspeople, trying to see if you could spread this out to all of them around you to gauge the amount of magic being utilized here.
Mm-hmm.
You feel the magic lash back out at you as you do it. As if something, somewhere, counterspells you. As spectral manacles and a bar across your face akin to, I would say in this case, a muzzle that stopped you from using verbal components, clap down onto your face and hands. As the 4 of you hear another voice saying, "We can't have any of that, dearie. You toy with magic beyond your own control. You are inexperienced, undisciplined, and it shows in how you control your own connection. I have your friends. If you wish to come and find them, come and find me. Let the townsfolk walk you there. It'll be so much easier if you just don't speak.
What would I roll to combat this?
You cannot.
Oh, love that for me. Oh, no, I'm mute. Is that a condition?
No, you just role play it. So you can mumble, but you cannot do verbal components. And if you do try to do verbal components, they come out the opposite of what you mean to do. So your spells will backfire.
Hmm.
As the townspeople continue to circle around you, they begin to just gently shove you down the street towards the fortress. Does anyone else have anything they would like to try?
I got nothing.
Well, I had a dumb idea, but I kind of rethought it after all of that.
I, for one, would rather go there on my own terms. I am going to use. Well, first off, I'm going to be switching the scythe to the back and doing non-lethal, and then I'm going to be using my second Great Equalizer to hit every single fucking villager around me that I can and clear the way for getting out of here.
Are you trying to escape the city or go or move towards the fortress? Like west or east? Essentially, west is exit, east is towards the center of the town.
We have somebody who's not in the best of shape. Retreating and regrouping would be best. But I suppose it would depend where the party wants to run to. I can't exactly make them run out of the city.
I mean, out of character, their voice did say she has Nez and Balder.
Yeah,
So.
but showing up there with people with injuries and,
Yeah.
exhausted from combat and missing spell slot, not exactly the best way to roll up to what could be a major fight.
Point.
And as you all stand there,
Okros is going to make the tactical decision of doing that and then grabbing Aura, hoisting her over his shoulder and getting out of the city because she needs to be healed at least.
all right. So you take a swing, and the townspeople fall over like bowling pins. They're stiff, and they simply just topple. And you grab Aura by the waist, throwing her over your shoulder as you start booking it west towards the entrance. Not even trying to go back to your carriage, you were just trying to move as fast as humanly possible to get away from the city. And no sooner do you do that, all of you begin to feel an influence starting to creep down the streets. It's something dark, uneasy. Like it's seeping at your bones and seems to really drag you along, as if you stay here any longer, you feel that you'll lose yourself and the miasma that has begun to soak into your flesh. And so as you run, you can feel yourself fading ever slightly with every step. And then as you exit the walls, stepping out into the outskirts, you feel that lingering effect dissipate. And you don't lose yourself to the miasma. The fog over your mind disappears as you continue moving. Now you know where Nez is. Now you know where Balder is. They're in the hands of someone extremely powerful in a city that is surrounded and filled with husks of those that have come before you, those who have lived here before this all transpired. But as you get yourself to a safe distance, setting Aura down, or you can feel the manacles and muzzle slowly evaporate the farther you get from the town. And we'll say that you guys get just past these old ruined buildings on the outskirts when you finally are able to set down.
Are you able to heal yourself?
I actually don't know the answer to that question. I don't think I have any self-healing spells. I can heal other people. I don't think I can heal myself. Yeah, because all I have is cure wounds and mass cure wounds.
Cure wounds you can use on yourself.
Can I? Oh, okay.
And mass cure wounds includes you in the casting.
Okay. Well, I will. Because others are injured. Yes. Yes.
I think
Yes.
minorly, but yes.
A small amount, but yes.
Alrighty.
More or
well,
less just annoyed me.
I'll cast mass cure wounds at level 5 because that's the first time it shows up.
All right. What does it say to roll for your hit point regain?
What am I rolling?
What does it say?
3d8 plus 4.
There you go. Roll 3d8 and plus 4.
So 16.
All right. Everyone in the party gets 16 hit points back.
Didn't heal me a whole lot, but it works.
So as you all get yourselves to a resting point, Aura tries to taper off the healing that you guys need. You now realize what you're dealing with is something that was not known by anyone else. This was a hidden element among the chaos that has erupted because of the Godfall, among other things. So the question becomes of how long has this place been operating? How long has everything been going on? But now it's become a rescue mission. Because you see that Lucifer isn't with you either.
Likely went to find his master, understandably. Hopefully he has the wits to stay hidden until we arrive.
And so that ends tonight's session, as you have discovered a great conspiracy along the coast. That a sister of hags, being led by someone extremely powerful, has taken over the entirety of St. Radric and is using their influence for whatever means justify their ends. And then the next time you return, it will be a chance to rescue those that were taken and hopefully succeed in the matter. And that is the end of tonight's session. Let's do a quick breakdown before we send everybody home for the night. Let us do our nice little reintroductions of who is playing what and where. We, of course, have Blackburn playing Mr. Creed, our Tiefling Paladin.
Hello.
We have Mr. Zoe playing Adarian, our Yon T Warlock Medic.
Hello.
We have Miss Jenna playing Aura, the Druid Dryad.
Hi.
And then last but certainly not least, we have Tyrannosaur Rexus playing Okros, the Lionfolk Barbarian.
Greetings.
So, let's do a quick breakdown of what was liked, not liked, etc. Let's keep it short, sweet, to the point, so we can just get through everybody, and then just get everyone back to bed, games, etc. Whatever. So, Mr. Creed, top of the list, please.
Protocon murdered someone I wasn't aiming at.
Fair.
Pro, because
Fair.
it was funny and unbelievably unexpected. Con, I murdered an innocent person who had nothing to do with this shit.
And then we also found a new power word to use to fluster the chat, which was just simply, was that your best shot?
Indeed.
So,
fair enough.
about what I got.
All right, Mr. Darian. Zoe, you gotta clicky the button.
I also have to start talking, nerd. I was thinking.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Not that you were wrong, and I had actually already started talking, but I'm not admitting that. I don't really have a con for this session. My pro is that I really enjoyed me and Akros turning your group boss battle into just the boss battle.
Yeah, that was my fault.
You don't you can't line them up, nerd. You line them up and they just die.
Next time I'll just throw ogres at you or something. I don't know. I'll figure
Don't
it out.
do that. Line them up more, please.
No,
I enjoy
line
that.
them up more so I can hit them with line
I want to
attacks.
critique you, but also that was fun. That's it for me.
All right, Miss Aura, Jenna.
My pro was my new immunity. Even though you call it smooth brain, it's not my fault the dice liked me tonight up until they didn't.
Mm-hmm.
And then my con was when my dice stopped liking me and I ended up in a fucking hag bear hug.
And to be fair, the dice still liked you, just you were at disadvantage. So all those 20s and 23s you were rolling meant nothing.
Yeah.
Big sad. Big sad time.
You.
And certainly last but not least, Mr. Okros.
I mean, just at the beginning, the Zoe walks out, walks back in silently, sits down. Zoe walks out again, walks back in silently again, sits down for a moment, consults Creed, goes and sits down in the corner again, depressed.
That was kind of the whole plot of the beginning of the session, was everyone realizing what the fuck you were dealing with.
Except for Aura.
Except for Aura, who was blissfully ignorant up until she bit the motherfucker.
Which was definitely an unpleasant surprise for her.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Don't bite random people.
My thorn whip didn't
Yeah.
work. Bite the bitch.
Honestly, if there was a con, my con would be having to imagine that when she was chewing on the arm.
Gross.
But
My thorn whip didn't work. I had to do something.
I mean, that's fair.
I have a completely unrelated question for you, though, Jenna. Why do you carry a trident around?
It's a trident of warning. It tells us when bad things are going to happen, but I think it's broken. It might need its batteries changed.
Have you ever considered stabbing things with it?
Because I don't want to break it.
I'm done here.
I'm scared to break it.
Fuck, that got me good. I don't want to break it.
Fair.
That's
Okay, guys.
fair. So,
Here's
just
the
so
thing,
you're
guys.
aware,
That's
Jenna.
No, it's not fair. Completely unfair. It's ridiculous.
Guys, with my luck, I would find a way to break the fucking thing.
It's just so you're aware, magical items tend to have an extremely high durability because of the fact that they are magical.
Like I said, this is me we're talking about. I'd find a
Is
way
it-
to break the fucking thing.
+1, 2, or 3?
She'd probably throw it into a death ray and disintegrate it.
I think it's a +1 trident of warning when I gave it to her at the start of the game.
You didn't give
Okay.
it
Like,
to me.
not knowing it was a death ray, I mean.
You
Yeah.
didn't give me the trident of warning. I picked it as my magical item, I think.
Yeah, I gave you the Trident of Warning because you picked it. I said, sure, take the Trident of Warning.
Oh. I also have the decanter of endless water, too.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that we found in a cave.
Yes, he did find that in the cave.
It's been almost
So then
2
you
weeks.
do have water that Akros could clean himself with.
I did. Yes, I did.
This is why we take notes, people. So,
Oh, I don't. I have stuff in my bag I forgot I even had. Like, I have I have a fang whip.
Yeah, that's brand new. That's probably why you forgot.
yeah.
That
Could've used
reminds me, I need to remember what I did with that klepto dagger.
Could have used
Uh-oh.
that instead of fucking biting the bitch. I forgot I had that thing. Okay.
All right. So, my pros and cons. Pros was watching you guys try to RP your way out of dealing with a hag-controlled redcap-infested city. That was really fun. Trying to be like, guys, you see that outside? Yeah. Do we really want to deal with it? No, but we kind of have to because like Baldur and Nez are gone, and if it was just Nez, we'd be fine. Like we'd go and get Nez, or if it was just Baldur, we would just leave. But like, we can't leave Friend. We gotta find Friend. It's like, but there's shit outside. I know. I don't like that shit either. Like it was just a very like roundabout conversation of trying to talk your ways out of doing a rescue mission.
Look, man, we've been through a lot of
Meanwhile,
shit. We've been
Akros is
trying to
just
find a place to take a nap, okay?
Uh-huh.
sitting in the corner with nobody telling him what's going on, and he's like, what is happening?
Of course, it's just along for the ride at this point. He's just like, what is a red cap? What
This isn't really like I realize it's long past the point now. This ain't really a pro or a con, just a point of surprise. Akros was left unattended for that long and didn't cook anything.
because he was very confused. There's a lot of things happening.
Okros was standing there in the corner looking between everybody as they kept doing stuff and like quietly doing their own shit. Like Aura's sitting there in the corner whispering to her bag, pouring water into it. Freaking you walking outside, coming back inside, sitting down, walking outside, coming back inside, sitting down, having a quiet argument with
Okros was just confused. It was a lot to process.
During the beginning of that fight, I was like, somebody give me a reason. Like, I was just confused. I'm like, something needs to happen to give me a reason to hit this bitch.
I was fully prepared, not for that fight, but for there to be a fight on the street. But it was just going to be the red caps because of Jenna poking a red cap in the fucking forehead. Just standing there poking it in the forehead. That's why I was trying to get Creed to come outside.
I wasn't poking it, I was scratching it.
Giving
Like,
it head scritches.
yeah, and then I
Giving her
patted it.
murderous goblinoid and head
Because
scritches.
that's so much better. Okay.
Either way, the only con that I have is I didn't stack combat up like I thought I was going to. I also didn't expect you guys to just guiding bolt the carriage. So that was I thought I was like, oh yeah, you guys are gonna just watch it, and I was like, oh fuck, I gotta shit.
If he hadn't guiding bolted the carriage, I was going to use my freaking instinctive pounce to leap past him and hit it with my scythe.
Jesus.
I was also thinking of just Eldritch blasting it. I was kind of proud of Creed, honestly.
In any way you guys were gonna jump into, I should have just fucking expected that. I was
Same
like, oh, they're
with
gonna try and
the
role play their way out of it. Absolutely not.
I was trying to
Nuke
figure
it.
out why
the planning phase to either leave or not leave. Zoe's bad idea was I was gonna say fuck it and just jump inside the carriage and see what happened, but I decided not to because of weird hag shit.
Yeah,
Fair.
Yeah, fair.
I spent the first like round and a half, 2 rounds trying to figure out why we're fighting sheep and a pretty lady.
I mean, that
True.
happens to the best of us.
And then
Oh.
she hit Creed, and like, okay, now I have a reason to hit you.
I'm sure Darius is exaggerating. No, they just slit that man's throat. Well, my time.
Why
get
would I
involved.
exaggerate about a slit throat? I realize I exaggerate a lot of things, but I don't think I've exaggerated anybody getting murdered yet.
Oh, it's more the case that you're like, yeah, they just slit his throat in the middle of the street and no one seemed to care. It's like, come on, like that's a bit much. Oh, nope.
I mean,
nope.
I should have been a little
100%.
more detailed. They slit his throat in the middle of the street and were dancing around his corpse, and nobody seemed to care.
Yeah, it's like, oh, nope, he was not exaggerating. All right, well, time to, all right,
It was
time to get
definitely the
killed.
moment for Mr. Paladin to do Mr. Paladin things. Yes.
Oh, yes, yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
would you look at the time?
It's Paladin time. But yeah, that's basically all I have. I'm glad that everyone was here. I know Nez is now a plot point because allergies kicked his ass,
Am I
God
still
dang
good?
it.
which is unfortunate, but that's the way the news goes.
I
Nez is
stay
gonna
close
have
to you.
a fun thing to deal with the next session. And the reason we're doing this 2 weeks in a row is because I won't be here next week to run it. So we will be back running the week after I
The
return.
10th.
That should be the should be
the
the
10th.
9th. The 9th, not the 10th. It's technically would be the 10th if it was midnight currently, which it just turned. But it is the 9th of May will be when we
Well,
return.
future people are talking about it's only 11th of May.
Shut up. The 9th
Wait,
of
the year-
May we will
the
return.
world.
Stop talking over me, Jenna. I'll throw a rock at you. I have intercontinental trebuchet. I'll throw rocks upon thee. No, it's Angel. That's it. Everyone's getting rocks. That's it. Rocks for everybody.
I haven't done anything.
No rocks for Creed.
He guiding bolted a civilian.
He kind of bolts a split by
I'm not gonna lie to you. Every time I hit a dice roll and your reaction was, "Are you fucking joking me?" I was laughing. I'm like, "What did I do? Why are you getting so angry?"
He did his own damage that he did.
We need to soundbite that noise he just made for anytime someone does self-inflicted psychic damage.
Ah!
I stay poisoned. Yes.
But yeah, that's all I have. We're going to wrap it up here and probably raid out. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for all being a part of this. Thank you to my players for stepping in and doing this a little bit early. Thank you everyone for coming and viewing it, being a part of this. You're the reason we're able to do this. You're the reason that we're doing this currently besides our own enjoyment. So we appreciate all of you being here. Even if you just stepped in for a minute and stepped away, if you watch this afterwards, it doesn't matter. We appreciate all of you greatly. So we are going to find someone to step out to that I think would be a good fit for all of you to go see. Let's see.
Yes.
Oh, it looks like Neon's playing Borderlands. We'll watch him flail at Borderlands. You VOD nerds. Nerds for the VODs. Nah. Indubitably. But yes, as always, thank you all for being a part of this. And we will see you all next time on episode 41 on May 9th. See y'all
That's
then.
fun.
Have a good
You
night,
then.
everybody.
Have a wonderful time.
Good night, everybody.